Well,
Well, that can only mean one thing. Good morning. Welcome in on a Tuesday, a historic Tuesday here on WQAM as the Miami Heat land Giannis Antetokounmpo overnight. If you are just waking up, it is done. It is official. The Heat putting together a package to land Giannis and pair him alongside Bam Adebayo. Welcome aboard here, Hollywood Omar Kelly. Alex Dono is going to be with us momentarily. Dan Day is driving the program. Jamie is here. Blake is here. We got a full house here this morning for one of those shows that you'll always remember here, Omar. This is a special one here this morning. As we cue up the Godfather music to start. And not that Pat Riley needed to cement the legacy any further, but he, just in case, he pulls another rabbit out of the hat here and brings the Greek Freak to Miami. The Heat starting lineup as it sits here at 6 in the morning on this Tuesday. Davion Mitchell at the point guard spot, Norman Powell, shooting guard. Your small forward will be Andrew Wiggins, your power forward, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and your center, Bam Adebayo. So that is what you're looking at here for this Heat roster. As I say, good morning to our entire crew here. Dono, good morning. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing a lot better when I woke up and I saw the Giannis news because I went to bed last night, I guess a little too early, thinking he was probably going to be a Boston Celtic, and now here we are. I'm thrilled.
It started to heat up for Boston. We're going to throw Jaylen Brown in the deal, and now Boston is in a little bit of trouble right now because they got a disgruntled star. Omar, good morning. How you doing?
good morning. I think you're underplaying this trade because I actually love Bobby Portis. I think he's one of my favorite. Strangely enough, he's one of my favorite players. I love his style. I love the way he plays. I love the energy that he brings to the team. So I think the Dolphins. I'm sorry. I think the Heat have made a dynamic trade. I would have loved Bobby Portis on this team even without Giannis.
All right. Well, a unique take nonetheless there from Omar. But yes, Bobby Portis is part of this deal here. It is it's a large package that the Heat have given up here, just so everyone has the particulars of this trade. The Heat do get Giannis and Bobby Portis. The Heat will give up Tyler Hero, Khalil Ware, Jaime Jaquez, Kasparas Yakuchonis, 3 first-round picks, including pick number 13 tonight, 1 pick swap, and 1 second rounder. So it is a lot to give up, but it was necessary, and it is time. And the Heat now have another big-time superstar, and you can just go down the list of players that Pat Riley has brought in here. And it was a lean little bit here, mediocrity for the Heat, but they are right back into a superstar status here once again. And we're going to open up the phone lines today, by the way. So if you want to just jump in and chat with us here and give us your thoughts on this trade, you can certainly do that. 305-567-0560 is the phone number. That is also the text line. You can text us. We are live on YouTube as well. And this becomes a historic morning here for the Heat fans, as Miami lands a monster. And it'll be, guys, I got to tell you, it's to see Giannis paired with Bam. And you talk about two of the physical freaks in the NBA. I think those two are going to be a bruising combination when you get those two in the paint together.
And I owe Pat Riley some apologies because I was unraveling yesterday, fellas, when, 2 nights ago it seemed like it was going to be Miami, Giannis was coming to the Heat, and then yesterday all the Celtics stuff started to emerge and all the Jaylen Brown momentum, and I was starting to reach this boiling point because, fellas, we've been frustrated for the past several years. It's like every time, since Jimmy, who, we call him a superstar down here. A lot of people didn't feel that way about him at the time. He helped us get to 2 NBA finals. But since Jimmy Butler, Riley has swung and missed on most of the whales he's been out there trying to harpoon, right? Dame Lillard most recently a couple of years ago. And so when it looked like, thankfully it wasn't the case, when it looked like this wasn't going to work out with Giannis, I was starting to reach a boiling point yesterday, but Pat Riley still has the mojo. The Godfather still has the juice because, guys, we've seen it the last several years. Like, you can like your core, you can have, a gritty defensive team, a superstarless team that can only get you so far, right? It can get you a play-in seed. It can get you maybe a series win if you're lucky. But in order to actually make a run and to give yourself an opportunity these next few years to win a championship, you have to have a superstar in this league. Like, you have to. Like, you have to have a Giannis Antetokounmpo as your leading man, and Bam Adebayo can now be a dynamic number 2. Like, the Heat are now giving themselves an opportunity to do something that they used to do on a semi-regular basis, and that's win championships. We're back in the dance now, guys.
See, Dono, I think you're one of those guys who struggles to buy a car when the agent he's starting to bring up the price on you at the end.
Oh, yeah.
And you gotta walk out and you gotta be like, we got no deal. I'm leaving.
Don't give away my move.
Yeah, I'm leaving. And I think that's all of a sudden we hear that Jaylen Brown is supposedly on the table. Yesterday it became ugly, but no matter what, even if you look up Boston's offer, it's not an appealing offer. It's not an interesting offer. And Jaylen Brown would have been a headache. I don't think he would have wanted to go to Milwaukee. Jaylen Brown came out on his Twitch and basically said, all of this stuff is motivating me and all of these haters. And he basically let it be known that, hey, Boston, you guys not loving me as much as I would need to be loved as a number 1 is just motivating me. And I'm going to go on to my next team and I'm going to show you. Yeah, that doesn't make it an attractive situation to go trade for him. And I don't think he wants to be in Milwaukee. I'm sorry. If you've ever been in Milwaukee, that's Boston. Boston isn't anything to write home about, but it's certainly a lot better than Milwaukee. So I wasn't too worried. But it was one of those bluff situations. Like, hey, Pat, you better sweeten this offer, or it's going to go to Boston. And I think Pat stayed firm. I'm surprised Nikola Jovic is not part of the deal. Not to say that I think he's a dynamic player or going to be a great fit in with what the Heat have going on here, but he's still an asset that the Heat still have. Now, would I love for them to keep Jaime Jaquez and Triple J? I would have, but that's at this point, I was willing to give up whatever you wanted for Giannis, and I'm happy that Bobby Portis came in part of the deal.
Well, the Heat are going to have to figure out a way to fill in a little bit of this roster here, but as the way it's currently constructed, they are instantly a top 4 team in the East, guys. I would think here. I mean, you had last year, you had Detroit, Boston, New York, and Cleveland. I don't know that the Heat jump the Knicks necessarily. I think they jump right over the Cavs. I think they jump right over the Pistons. And then the Celtics are the other kind of wild card here, right? To see how this thing shakes out. This is going to be fun, by the way, as a Heat fan, to watch Boston really struggle with this upcoming Jaylen Brown situation that they're in. I would assume they're going to have to trade him. It just seems like the direction they're going to have to go. He seems pissed. I think he wants his own team. So it seems like they're going to have to trade him. But who cares, man? Who cares about Boston this morning? To be quite honest, as the Heat get this deal done and have a very respectable, guys, this starting lineup for me, again, initially top 4 in the East, easy, right? And you got
hold on, I want to hear it out loud again. What's your starting lineup now with Antetokounmpo and, of course, Bobby Portis?
Well, you got Davion Mitchell in there, who I happen to be a big fan of his game, of Davion Mitchell. You got Norman Powell.
Now, remember, Norman Powell, free agent.
Yep, Norman Powell, projected starting lineup here. Norman Powell, Andrew Wiggins, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Bam Adebayo. That is the projected depth chart here for these Heat guys. So
all I see are championships now. That's all I see.
I know it certainly could be big here for the Heat, but that is the projected depth chart that they have right now on ESPN. So that's what we got going for us here. I want to welcome everyone aboard again. We're going to open up the phone lines here this morning. If you would like to give us a call, you certainly can. 305-567-0560. We are opening up the phone lines here on this Tuesday morning to celebrate Pat Riley doing it again, guys. Just an amazing ad here for the Heat, and back-to-back stars. We had the Panthers make a big move that we talked about yesterday with Brady Tkachuk coming to town. The Heat land Giannis, and this is only day 2 of Joe's summer vacation, guys. So we have 3 more days left to make big moves and big
John
news.
Morant, baby. John
It
Morant.
always happens. It
Yeah.
always happens here when Joe is on vacation. These things always happen during his. He tries, man. He tries to go in the dead of summer, but never seems to work out for him. So we have 3 more days left of Joe vacation. So we'll see if.
Just think about what Pat Riley's been able to accomplish here with Miami in terms of trade acquisitions. Traded for when he began, joined the team. Traded for Alonzo Mourning and Tim Hardaway in the same Mashburn as well. I think people forget that.
Yeah.
He was part of that team that made the first relevant Heat organization. Drafted Dwayne Wade, traded for Shaq, signed LeBron and Bosh. Drafted Bam Adebayo, then traded for Jimmy, who kind of lured as a free agent, and now Giannis. It's a continuation of what Pat Riley has been able to do in terms of luring those whales, but more importantly, it's not just the whales; it's the team that he can build around them. And I'm a big believer that the Heat have never needed draft picks. I've said that even though we've had a nice little run here of Bam and in Hero and Ware, that's encouraging. But the Heat are an organization they've never needed draft picks to find and develop talent, and I'm pretty sure that they'll do that. They'll find 3 players, whether it be free agents or guys from developmental league or undrafted players. And we'll get right back on. We'll get right back in terms of building back this roster.
Well, there's certainly a few things that the Heat do need to figure out here, and these NBA cap things are a little bit on the complicated side.
Yeah, when you start talking about aprons and
all the
so different levels.
Figure out, so Andrew Wiggins,
trade exemptions, and yeah.
So essentially, what I think it looks like it's going to happen here, guys, is it looks like Andrew Wiggins, they'll have to figure out his player option, or will he, decline that, sign a lesser contract so that the Heat have the flexibility to keep Norman Powell. These are kind of the deals here that we're going to find out in the coming days here with the Heat. So these things do get a little bit tricky. But yeah, guys, look, Miami, the bottom line is they do have to figure out a way to fill in the roster here, because this was a large amount of players that they gave up to bring in Giannis and Bobby Portis here to Miami. So again, we're going to open up the phone lines here this morning, 305-567-0560. Give us a call. Certainly want to hear everyone's thoughts on this trade. It is a big morning here in Miami. Is back-to-back massive signings here. We had the Panthers. They made their move yesterday. The Heat make their move on draft day. Technically, right? I think the move happened at 1 a.m, so I think that technically puts it on draft day. But man, this really is truly just one of those mornings where you're gonna remember this one, right? This is big, man. The Heat bringing in the Greek Freak and immediately pole vaulting their way right into the tops of the Eastern Conference. But guys, this could be a fun show here. We have Alex Dono with us. We have Omar Kelly with us. I'm Hollywood. Dan Day is driving the show. Jamie is here. We are going to take a quick pause again. If you want to jump on in, Dan will take your calls here back there, and he'll put you right through. 305-567-0560. We have our YouTube chat going. We also have our text line open as well. So we got plenty more to come on the celebratory morning here. The Heat landing Giannis Antetokounmpo here on WQAM. Welcome back in here on WQAM. If you are just waking up, the Miami Heat have signed Giannis Antetokounmpo in a trade here. They have brought in a superstar, and the Heat's roster starting to take shape here. Bobby Portis is part of that deal as well. The Heat gave away a lot, but still, this is a big move for the Heat, and it was much needed here as we welcome you back in. I am Hollywood. Omar Kelly is with us. Alex Dono is with us. Dan Day is with us. We have our phone lines open here. And guys, I will tell you, everything good happens when Joe's on vacation. So we have 3 more days after this one, 3 more of Joe on vacation. So who knows, man? Who knows? Maybe there's still some more major moves to be made.
Are there any more Kachucks out there we can get?
Yeah. The Panthers jumped into the party yesterday with their move, with a big signing, a big trade for Brady Kachuk, and boy, this is a big one here. And just talking to some of the people in the hall here, Giannis, already the biggest star. He probably hasn't even physically landed here in South Florida yet, but he's already the biggest star in our town.
Hold on a second, though. Have you seen Messi in this World Cup? The guy's got 6 goals already in 2 games.
Oh, I know, but I think
he had another hat trick.
No. Oh, I'm sorry. 5 goals. 5 goals.
Yeah,
I apologize. Yeah. I don't count very well, but he 3 goals in the first game, 2 goals in the second.
So now he's the owner of the World Cup scoring record, correct?
He is. Yeah.
All right. Let's do this, guys. Let's jump out to the phones here. We got Brian, who is up first this morning with us on QAM. Hey, Brian, how you doing? Dan, we got Brian here. Who do we got? This is Daniel. Is this the other caller? Caller, you're on the air.
Good morning.
Morning. How you doing? Who's this?
This is Danny. I work down at Aventura.
How you doing, man?
Long time invested Heat fan, whole family. This is reminiscent, great morning, reminiscent of when we shipped out Lamar Odom and Karam Butler, and we had some mixed feelings about some beloved Heat fans going out, or Heat players going out, and Shaq coming back. That turned out very well for us. One point I wanted to make. The second point is I really hope we start Pella Larson, Davion Mitchell, Wiggins, and Giannis and Adebayo, and have an amazing defensive team that can play both ways. Bring Norman Powell off the bench with Bobby Portis to kind of prevent those defensive matchups that were a headache at the end of last season. So excited. Thank you, guys. Keep the show rolling.
Thank you, Danny. Appreciate the call, my friend. Again, that number is 305-567-0560 if you'd like to jump in here with us. I think we have one more call we want to try to get in here. Dan, do we have Brian here? Brian, go ahead.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Morning, Brian. How you doing?
Morning. Good, man. Just here taking it in, right? Awesome morning. I agree with Omar. I think Bobby Portis coming in is like, we needed that. We needed like kind of a UD enforcer. And I'm not saying he's the main package, obviously, but it's been like it's awesome addition to that. And obviously seeing the Twitter meltdown, everyone crashing on Pat Riley yesterday, and everyone's mad. Like, I'm glad it's over. Pat Riley is still here. The Heat are still that organization that whales do want to come to, and I'm glad that we can just put that to bed and move on, and let's go Heat. Let's see how it goes.
Sounds good, Brian. Thank you for the call. Yeah, it's definitely a good feeling here this morning to know that the Heat still do have that juice, and they are still able to land that star power here. Dono, Omar, it feels good this morning to get this done, doesn't it?
When I knew Giannis was coming here, it was probably about a month
in the morning when they sent the tweet out.
No, it was probably a month ago when he was at the airport taking pictures with everybody. I think it was like a day stop before he went to Spain for an F1 race. And he was, he put up a video. He put up some of his posts, and it included Flow Rider music. There was another song that started with Miami. It was all coded. If you pay attention to a player's Instagram, it's all coded messaging. I'm pretty sure he's been Chad Ochocinco said, who's well connected in the housing market, Chad Ochocinco said he's been shopping for houses in Miami. This was a done deal, baby. I think South Florida lured another one in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't look at it like that personally. Like, and Don, I'm sorry. For me personally, I think that this came down to two teams, and I mean, you can only go by what you're told here, but yeah, I think it came down to two teams, and I think Giannis probably comfortable going to either one. Milwaukee had to make a decision, right? Milwaukee had to make, it was a pretty simple decision. Do you want to bring in a guy like Jaylen Brown and, try to stay relevant and go for it or whatever they thought they could do with him on the roster? Or do you want the package of draft picks and young guys? Yeah. And they went for the package of, the draft picks and the youth. And so the Heat had an intriguing, offer. I think the Celtics obviously had an intriguing offer. I think it's fantastic that the Celtics seem to have pissed off Jaylen Brown to the point of no return. I mean, I think that's really great because I can't stand that franchise and anyone over there. So I think that it's really just fantastic what they've now done. So they'll have to trade him, you would think. Right, Dono? That seems like the next domino to fall here in the NBA.
Well, that was something that was brought up that, and again, sometimes you don't know what's true and what's not because the media gets played a lot. They get played by agents, they get played by team sources, but I do remember it said that if Boston didn't trade Jaylen Brown to Milwaukee for Giannis, that they still could trade him somewhere else, that he's on the trading block regardless. But definitely, guys, like, I think the media got played by interested sources in this move because we had some of the same national reporters who were saying a couple days ago, like Giannis wants to go to Miami. That's where he wants to go. Last night, I'm seeing content where an NBA reporter is like, no, he wants to be in Boston. He never wanted to be in Miami. It's like, what are we doing here? Misdirection on all sides.
It's the pump fake, Dono. It's make them sweeten their offer, make them throw in something extra.
Yeah,
I'm shocked that Miami got Bobby Portis in this deal. And again, I tell you guys, I'm a fan of guys who play with energy and effort, and he is one of those players where it just stands out to me. So I don't know, I didn't care what the Heat gave up.
Same.
As long as it didn't involve Bam, I didn't care what went.
I would have sent Bam too if I had to. That's why you're glad I don't make these deals, thankfully, because I would have sent him anything they wanted.
I think Pat has already told us Bam is not tradable commodity. Now, didn't he tell us Tyler Hero wasn't a tradable commodity too?
No,
that was a bluff, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, Tyler was going to be the centerpiece of that deal, right? And he'll get his opportunity to essentially be, I guess, a number one over there in Milwaukee. I wish nothing but the best for Tyler Hero. I don't want to sound like I'm taking a swipe at him. Like I appreciate everything he did here. I think he's a fantastic player.
Sure.
And I certainly wish him the best.
Listen, we can be honest right now. We can honestly be honest right now.
I am, and yes, it would be easy to crap on him on his way out. But
it's not about crapping on him.
I don't have those feelings towards Tyler Hero at all.
Tyler was never clutch. Tyler never played defense, and Tyler was injury prone.
Yeah.
No. I mean, good riddance. Sorry, he just never fit into Heat culture.
Okay. All right, let's go to Joe. You're up next here on QAM. Hey, Joe. Good morning.
Hey, fellas. Good morning. How you guys doing today?
Good, man. How about you?
Good. I just want to say I think this trade was definitely the move that the Heat needed. Sometimes a hurricane comes in, the house goes down. You got to rebuild that house. You get me? And I believe the Heat really made that a good deal as far as rebuilding our house. I've been a long time Heat fan, and I truly believe in what Pat and the organization is honestly doing. And honestly, as for the Panthers, that's a great trade they did on them too. They got the Kachuk brothers, 2 gold medal winners. We still got to figure out the goalie situation, but I truly believe that Bill Zito is doing a great job what they're doing as well. 2 Stanley Cups, and what else can they do next? We're only looking forward to the future from there at this point.
Well, Joe, appreciate the call, and man, big days for both of those, both of our teams here. It's amazing, like the hockey from yesterday. If you didn't catch that one, Brady Tkachuk signing alongside his brother Matthew Tkachuk. You got Team USA playing up there in Sunrise now. You got Team Greece over here now in Miami with Giannis, and I'll tell you guys, Giannis and Bam together is going to be an interesting one to watch. Those are two of the most physically gifted players in the NBA, right? You talk about guys that are just big, bruising bodies, like those two together down there. Man, that's gonna make life very, very tough for opposing teams. And you look at let's look at the team that just won in the Knicks, right? I mean, I think you got to guys that can match up right now. And I don't know how the rest of this roster is going to take shape here. Are they able to keep Wiggins? Are they able to maybe rework his contract to keep Norman Powell in the mix? You got Davion Mitchell at the point guard spot, so who's a very feisty defensive player. So I think the Heat match up with everyone, guys in the Eastern Conference. I think to me this instantly puts them in the conversation for top 4. We just say that conservatively here this morning that they are a home court advantage playoff type of team here. I think that's fair, right?
I mean, you're a top 4 team, but you also have a league MVP caliber superstar who's won a championship before, is capable of getting that done, knows what it takes to get that done. So you're absolutely in the mix now. That for the last few years, your ceiling was, hey, maybe you can win a playoff series. Right now, your ceiling is maybe you can win a championship, and that's why you make a deal like this. That's why you bring in a superstar, because you can't win without superstars.
New York, Detroit, Cleveland, Boston, those are the top teams in the East, and I think you're right in there.
It's not to be Boston anymore, unless they'll get something for Jaylen Brown.
I don't think he's going to be moved. He's on one of those like super maxes. He's
oh man, I don't know. He may tell you guys go screw yourselves at this point, though. You got to know that's potentially. We talked about this before this all even started to go down here. That if Boston messed around and offered him up, that there could be a little bit of a blowback from him. And, he seems like the kind of guy who can get difficult if he wants to.
Yeah.
And there you go. So,
I mean, it happens. I mean, who are they trading him to? So where is he going to have the opportunity to be a number one? I think that Atlanta has been mentioned. I'm not necessarily certain that's going to get done. And if you're with Boston, are you really going to go to Atlanta just so you could be a number one? I think there's nothing stopping him from being a number one in Boston. He showed you can do it last year.
Well,
why do you have to?
I think stopping would be Jason Tatum, who's
but why does he have to? He was the MVP of the finals that they won. Like why do you have to pay second fiddle to Jason Tatum? I think anyway, it'll be interesting to see. That's their problem. We've got our own issues.
That is
very well said.
That's their problem.
Watch. Someone was talking about Bill Simmons earlier. And by the way, I found out that Bill Simmons was still in the business through this process. I had no idea he was even still doing shows or whatever, whatever it is that he does.
He's on the Le Batard program where they're their own entities. So
okay,
I
really, to be honest, didn't know he was still doing anything, but good for him. Anyway, let's go back, take a couple more phone calls here really quick. Dan, who do we have next? We have John next. Is that who we got here? Let's go to John. You're up on QAM. Good morning, John.
Yes, let's talk about bullfighting.
All right, fair enough. Let's go to by the way, this is the risk we take here. I understand that when we do this. Let's go to Josh. You're up next. You're on QAM. Hey, Josh.
Hey, good morning, guys.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Turn your window up, Josh. Like, what is going on there? Oh, take us off speakerphone.
I got a Mustang and I'm driving, bro. I can't help that.
That's all right. You do. Don't listen to Omar. Just tell us what you got here, Josh. Go ahead.
This is a horrible trade, bro. I think everybody's forgetting what happened the last time. We mortgaged the farm for Shaq. We got a ring, yes, but then he was gone 2 years later. We had
D-Wade. And
where's our D-Wade right now? You want to give up all these guys? You want to give up the future? You want to give up the picks for one championship?
Sir, you had me at we got a ring. Give me another ring.
One ring, but we don't. If we had Wade, where's our Wade to go with Giannis? Come on, man. Giannis is broke down. Giannis is always getting injured. we always stop Giannis in the playoffs. Giannis wasn't a problem for us. Now he's going to be our problem because he's going to be hurt the next 2-3 years. And we ain't going to get nothing back for him, man. You guys need to open your eyes. He's a big name, but he ain't a be-all and end-all in the East, man. I bet you we don't even make the playoffs this year.
Very
I'm
possible.
out. I'm done.
All right, Josh. Thank you. Why do the Knicks fans have to rain on our parade this morning? Don't you have enough already?
Are you? Is that what you feel? He's a Knicks fan.
I mean, I can't imagine anything else. Like, here's the thing, man. Like, you could put the most negative spin possible on this thing. Like,
what is the most negative spin, though? Hold on.
They gave up too much. They don't have a team.
What do we give up? Tyler Hero?
A lot, Omar. They gave up a lot. I mean,
I would rather not given up Triple J. Okay, so that's Hero. I'm sorry. We did our best. We polished him up. We packaged him right. We made him an all-star.
It's the wrong take this morning, Omar. It's not a take that needs to be entertained.
No.
To be quite honest.
Well, and also, like, okay, he went real downer at the end when he's like, "Oh, we probably won't make the playoffs." But he started off the call by saying, "You're doing this to win one championship," and I'm like, "Yes, I'll take any championship." What has this team been doing for the past, decade plus? 13 years since the last championship. Yeah, give me a championship.
That's a really weird
trade that can win one championship.
Texter goes, that guy's probably terrible at parties. Yeah, it's not exactly the guy I'd want to have a beer with today.
Well, hold on. You bring up a very interesting point. What is the negative? Okay, we don't have draft picks for a while. I don't care about that because the Heat never really needed draft picks.
I mean, look, man, were you going to tune in tonight to ESPN to watch the draft and hear them draft? Like, we're going to be jumping up and down when they go, with the 13th pick, the Heat select Yaxel Lumdenberg from Michigan. Like, who cares, man? Who cares, right? Like, this is.
I think he's still there at 13. That's actually a pretty good player. I don't know.
Yeah, thanks, Dono. Look, Giannis, and I like the. Let's just take one more call. See if we can end this on a high note.
Don't,
Darren. There's a lot of pressure on you to bring us back here. All right,
Darren, you are like the final hope of the Mohicans here for callers.
All right, go ahead, buddy. What do you got?
Man, people just want to complain to be complaining. They wasn't complaining. Well, they were still complaining when we was in the play-in tournament every year. But anyways, I think we went from a bad team to a great team. I still think there's one more move that we need to make. I don't know if Memphis is still trying to just give away Ja Morant, but I would definitely kick the tires on that. Maybe a culture change will do him good. And not necessarily the environment of Miami, but putting him in that culture might change him. And Pat Riley loves disgruntled players like that. If we can get a player like that on the cheap some kind of way, man, we might have a new Miami-New York rivalry.
Well, I appreciate the call here, Darren, and it's interesting.
Darren, you saved all callers. You saved all callers today, Darren.
That was good. You've been big on Ja Morant, Omar. Look, I don't know, to be quite honest, at this point, if the Heat have a whole heck of a lot left to give up. I don't know what offer they could make that would even be remotely attractive at this point. I also know that Memphis has the third pick in the draft. They're probably going to get Boozer tonight, and so they are going to have a decent little team over there. I don't know, guys, what the Heat can do to add to this roster. It does seem like they are relatively limited here, but the first thing it seems like they're going to have to do is rework this Wiggins deal. He's got a player option. He can opt out of that. They could try to rework something with him.
I think re-signing Hand is
there. They can keep Norman Powell. So there's a lot of things left to go here, but the main news obviously is that the Heat got Giannis this morning. And about 1 a.m, that thing officially popped up. 305-567-0560 is how you reach us on the text. And on the phones as well. So phone lines are open if you want to celebrate or if you want to complain. You can do that. That's why we have the phone lines, and everyone can give their opinion on this deal. Whether you think it was a disaster like Josh, or you think like everyone else, this is exciting. We'll take more of your calls, more of your texts as we continue on here. Big morning in South Florida, back-to-back huge moves here. We got the Panthers yesterday with the Brady Tkachuk signing trade. We got the Heat today with the Giannis trade. So a lot going on here in South Florida. It always happens while Joe's on vacation. So he's on vacation for 3 more days, folks. So who knows? We'll see if the other teams get active.
We're gonna get John Morant for sure as long as
I'm
Joe stays
thinking,
on vacation.
Yeah, that might happen. I'm thinking the Canes, Dono, probably going to make a big announcement. They got probably
Yeah.
someone that they're going to sign. We'll see. Maybe the Dolphins can sneak in and find some way to make a trade here. So we'll see more stuff hopefully while Joe is gone. But we're going to continue to take your calls and texts all morning long here on a big morning on QAM. Back in here on WQAM. If you're just waking up, we have some good news, folks. The Miami Heat have landed Giannis Antetokounmpo in one of the bigger trades you'll see in the NBA here. This is a monster. Shams called it a blockbuster. The Bucks trading, he called him franchise icon Giannis Antetokounmpo and lesser known icon Bobby Portis to the Miami Heat for Tyler Hero, Kel'el Ware, Jaime Jaquez Jr., Kaspars Yakuchonis, 3 first-round picks, including tonight's number 13, 1 pick swap, and 1 second rounder. So it is a big package. So how many times I have to say big package here this morning? That's at least 3 or 4 so far. But it is a large, offering that the Heat
large trade.
Yeah. That the Heat had to put together here to get this done, but nonetheless, and I saw Ira had he said to thank guys like Adam Simon, Keith Askins, the guys in the Heat front office that have drafted so well and were able to earn these players. Tyler Hero, again, nothing but respect and love for Tyler Hero as he goes out the door here. Nothing bad to say. I had nothing bad to say about any of these guys. Kel'el Ware, Jaime Jaquez Jr.
Was in the doghouse.
Down here for a few years.
Let's be honest about it. Tyler Hero was probably the player who represented Heat culture the least. He never played defense. Wasn't always available.
Did Tyler Ware do something to you?
I wasn't a fan.
You go for an autograph after a game. He told you to go.
No. Listen. He was a nice player. We polished him up and packaged him for our whale. That's what we knew we were doing.
Right. He was born for this because every big name player the Heat have been linked to the past 5 years, Tyler Hero has always been hypothetically traded. So we take the hypothetical off of it. It happened now.
Thank you, Dono. Let's tell the truth about this
one rank.
Hold on, I'm not done here. I
don't hear your hot takes on the deal anymore.
Listen, Kel'el Ware has spent 2 years in the doghouse of Eric.
Okay, it's done. Omar, it's done. He's gone. All right. If you don't like them, they're gone.
For whatever reason, I don't know. I was a Kel'el Ware fan, but the man has spent 2 years in the doghouse.
I know.
And Jaime Jaquez finally got out.
Kel'el Ware, by the way, I thought Kel'el Ware played really well in the play-in. Game. He did. But nevertheless, they are gone. They are gone. It's over. It's done. Where does this one rank as far as just in general? Like you look at stars that have been brought into this town, and Giannis is this is LeBron territory.
Yeah,
here.
To me,
it's not that feel. It's not as polarizing of a deal because the LeBron thing kind of all came together with Dwayne and Chris, and it happened very quickly, and so that. Obviously not as polarized, or this is not as polarizing as that, but as far as star power, Giannis is on top of the mountain, right? I mean, he's right in the mix.
Yeah, I think this is somewhere. I don't think anything that the Heat could ever do again would be as big as LeBron, Bosh, and keeping Wade, the big three. So that's where you set the bar. That's the highest bar. I think this one is a little bit below that. To me, I think this is even bigger than the Shaq deal. Now, the Shaq one, it might have felt bigger at the time because Shaq is he's a multimedia star. He's got the sort of gravitas that Giannis just doesn't have. Because Giannis is a great basketball player. Shaq was doing movies and stuff, and the guy's 8 feet tall and everything.
Yeah.
But I think this to me, basketball-wise, I think this is bigger than Shaq. It's somewhere below the big three. So this is the best I've felt on any day talking Miami Heat basketball offseason wise, of course. We're not talking winning championships, but this is the best I've felt since the big three came together.
I would definitely put this behind Shaq. When
really?
Oh, absolutely. When the Heat acquired Shaq, I mean that was one of the biggest stars in sports. I couldn't name a bigger star at that time because I believe Shaq was bigger than Kobe. At that time, and he had won championships, and Giannis had won championships as well. But we still had a good team that we needed to piece together to win a championship. I would argue that this is pretty much a good team, and as I said previously, I'm a huge Bobby Portis fan. I love that acquisition. The trade seems a little bit steep, but now that you throw in Bobby Portis as a sweetener, I'm all good with it.
Omar doesn't even care about Giannis. Omar's celebrating Bobby Portis this morning.
He calls it the Bobby Portis trade.
Hey, Bobby Portis is a nice player. I give you that, Omar. He is a nice player. He is a hard worker.
He's got heat written all over him. Effort, energy.
They don't want to pay us $15 million a year for the next 2 years. That's why he's part of the trade, not because the Heat pounded the table for Bobby Portis.
I'm just telling you, man. Listen,
salary.
They threw in Giannis as a sweetener. Like the Heat wanted Bobby Portis, and the Bucks were like, "All right, if you take this Greek guy off of our hands, you can have Portis."
All right, really quick before we hit the 7 o'clock hour, let's get to Davis. You can call us, by the way, at 305-567-056. You were taking calls all morning here. Davis, go ahead.
Are we taking
What's going on, guys?
How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm super pumped up. Let's go Miami. Everything. I think Miami's a great destination. Even better now for athletes to come down there.
Absolutely.
I'm just like super excited. Go Miami. Everything. I'm in New Jersey here, so I got to deal with this mess up here. But listen, I think Spo does the most with less. And I think the era after the big three with Spo and the organization, just seeing their development and what they squeeze out of players, even when they come here to Miami, my expectations are high. And I don't know if that's unrealistic or what. That's kind of where I'm at. But I'm super excited. Beyond. Let's go Miami. Everything. Let's go.
Yeah, this is such an exciting day for the Heat. And it's funny, too, right? Like, if you look at the Heat over the years, they haven't had a real stretch of, like, bad basketball. And you had the Jimmy Butler years, right? And I know the Jimmy thing ended poorly. And
we're not going to call the last 2 years bad basketball.
The last
by Heat standards.
But here's the thing, though, Omar. They still were competitive. They weren't bad. I wouldn't say bad. They were bad the year when they ended up drafting Michael Beasley.
Okay,
like, that was a little blip on the radar. But like the Heat don't have like, a 5-year stretch of missing the playoffs, or like look at the Knicks. Look how bad the Knicks were for so long. The Heat don't have that in their history, right? Ever since Pat Riley got here, the Heat have at the very least had this attitude of we're gonna go for it. We might screw it up. We might sign some bad contracts, which they have, but they at least have the basketballs to always go for it. And that's exciting, right? Like this, it would have been easy for the Heat to stand pat with this roster that they had. And yeah,
sure about that?
Well, they had a lot of draft picks. If they wanted to do like what the Bucks are doing, the Bucks are going to rebuild. The Heat certainly could have gone down that route, but they said no. We're going to try to win right now, and we're going to put a mega star next to Bam Adebayo, who's another star, and look, guys, I don't know. Like, I've seen a lot of people that are, he'll only play half the games. I've seen a lot of that, right? Like, who knows? Who knows? I don't know that. I can't tell you today if Giannis is going to play 82 games or if he's going to play 50 games. I can't tell you if the Heat are going to win the championship or if they're going to end up still as a play-in team. Nobody knows. But I can tell you that at the very least, if you're a season ticket holder, you're a Heat fan, you sit and watch those games every night with E. Reed, you're excited this morning.
I wonder how season ticket sales are going to do today.
It's not going to be the LeBron situation where they have to fire the whole staff probably, but it'll still be good. This is a very good for business move here for the Heat. We're going to take a pause here. Speaking of good for business, we're going to take more of your phone calls in the 7 o'clock hour. We just want to hear from Heat fans this morning. It's a celebration here on WQAM, the home of Heat basketball, by the way. And I should throw in, if you're listening to Heat basketball with Jason Jackson here on QAM, you're excited here this morning. So yeah, it's a good morning, guys. This is big. This is one of the biggest moves in the history of our town, and we'll have time to digest it and rank it and all that good stuff. But this is certainly one of the biggest moves in the history of Miami sports to bring in a star of this magnitude here this morning. So we'll take a pause. We have the 7 o'clock hour next here on a celebration morning here on WQAM.
Doral Volkswagen, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit us, Doral Volkswagen or DoralVolkswagen.com. The Heat have agreed to trade for Giannis Antetokounmpo. They will also get veteran Bobby Portis Jr. and will send Milwaukee Tyler Hero, Khalil Ward, Jaime Jaquez Jr., Kasper Siakam tonight's 13th overall pick, 2 more first-round picks in 2031 and 33, a pick swap in 2030, and a second-round pick in 2033. The Marlins' 8-game home win streak ended last night, falling 4-3 to the Rangers. The two play tonight at 6:40, and Oklahoma defeated North Carolina 13-2, capturing its first College World Series championship since 1994. This weather report is brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting. Storm season is coming. Make sure your home is ready. Get your free roof and window estimate today. Visit tornadoroofing.com. Going to be hot. Temperatures in the low 90s. Very humid and a chance of rain in the afternoon. I am Dan Day. Now back to the Joe Rose Show here on 104.3 FM WQAM.
All right, welcome back in here on WQAM as we kick off the 7 o'clock hour. If you are just waking up, the sun is starting to pop out there behind Dan Day's shoulder. The Miami Heat have traded for Giannis Antetokounmpo. It is done. It is official. And it is a big morning here in South Florida. Back-to-back big mornings with Joe on vacation. Always happens while Joe's on vacation. 3 more mornings still to come with Joe on vacation. So who knows? Might be
wonder who the Heat can trade for. I mean, who the Heat can trade for.
Dolphins got to make a move.
Dolphins, yeah.
My Canes, there's still there's a certain 5-star edge rusher that Miami's been trying to flip from Ohio State. Maybe that happens in the next couple days.
That's probably going to happen tomorrow. Maybe the Marlins.
Inter Miami already they got free agent Casemiro from Man U, if you want to really get into the weeds.
There you go. So yeah, it's a lot that always seems to happen while Joe's on vacation. But he's like someone says like the black cat. Yeah, he's bad luck for these things going down. So as long as he's gone, these things seem to happen. He will be back next week. I'm Hollywood. Omar Kelly's with us. Alex Dono, kind enough to join us here this morning. Dan Day here, Jamie and Blake. We got the whole crew here this morning. Big crew for this one. This is one of those shows that you'll never forget, man. This is one of those mornings you wake up and it's just it's a good feeling, right? And I don't know where this one ranks. We'll have plenty of time to digest as we continue on here. This is clearly in the conversation of top moves that have ever happened in our town, though. It is right up there, and it's an exciting morning. The Heat get a massive star, a big personality guy in Giannis, who boy, if you're a Heat season ticket holder, you are a Heat fan that watches all the games all season long with Eric Reed and John Crotty. I mean, you're one of those people. You listen on the on WQAM here with Jason Jackson and Solana. Like, yeah, you're fired up here this morning as the Heat get this deal done. It propels them, in my opinion, right into the top 4 of the Eastern Conference, and that's without really knowing how the rest of this roster is going to take shape. So this is interesting here, Dono and Omar. The way that ESPN has the depth chart listed currently, and they got updating this thing quick here. They got Davion Mitchell at the point, Norman Powell at the shooting guard spot, Andrew Wiggins at the small forward spot, Giannis at the 4, Bam at the 5. So here's the deal, though. Andrew Wiggins looks like he's going to maybe have to opt out, perhaps, of his player option here, and that will, if he can work something, maybe give a little freedom for the Heat to land to sign Powell as well. So it's going to be interesting here, guys, how they maneuver through this. They did give up a lot in this trade, but certainly it was necessary, and the Heat make a big splash. And this is what we were hoping for, guys. This is what we're hoping for, and the Heat finally get it done here, Dono.
Yeah, I didn't want to be spectators again when it comes to seeing a great player that we took a swing for go elsewhere. And you think about the chess move that this is in the Eastern Conference. I mean, Hollywood, you mentioned that this puts the Heat on paper solidly, probably top 4 in the East now. But you also think about the outside ramifications. Okay. You have seen the gap between you and your historic rival New York Knicks widen to the point where they just won a championship and you couldn't get through the play-in, right? So you've closed the gap now at least a considerable amount with the New York Knicks. You also, in making this move, you keep Giannis away from the Celtics, who were the other team in the mix, which is another hated rival. So, I mean, had this deal not gone Miami's way, there would have been massive ramifications for how far behind those teams you still are. The trade does go Miami's way, and this not only makes you a lot more competitive, but it also keeps Giannis away from one of your most hated rivals in Boston.
I didn't like the consolation prizes. I mean, Kawhi Leonard, that wouldn't have been very pleasant for me. So I'm glad that this got done. Yesterday, Danny on Hollywood, and I'm not even throwing Dan Day in here. We're telling me Jaylen Brown was a better trade acquisition. I'm sorry. I like Jaylen Brown, but give me Giannis, give me the Greek freak. He is a freak of nature. I don't really have concerns about him from a medical standpoint. I think he realized he was playing for a team or part of a team that wasn't going anywhere and was kind of preserving his body. So hopefully that's the reality of the situation. And now that he's back on a team that he believes can be a contender, I'm interested to see how the Heat can put this all together, find talent that they can develop. From what I understand, they're still going to have to make the 13th selection since the trade can't become official. But that player, as everybody knows, is going to have to go to the Milwaukee Bucks. But I'm curious what they can find in the second round or with undrafted players. And I'm a big believer that the Heat can find players and develop them. And I'm curious to see how that's going to pan out here.
You know, Omar, you mentioned the injury deal, and I do think Milwaukee kind of screwed around with him towards the end. It was not a pleasant ending to whatever went down there. I do think Giannis, it meant a lot to him to not take a blowtorch to the Bucks and to that fan base. And he does not strike me as the villain type.
You could tell he wants everybody to like him.
Yeah, he wants to be liked, and I think he did it in the right way, right? He got out of there in the right way, and it didn't turn into a Jimmy Butler, like, we're just going to destroy this thing on the way out here and just crush every relationship possible. But Omar, you mentioned his health, and the one thing I will say about Giannis is his build, his body build, and you cover the NFL, Omar. It is a very rare and unique build that Giannis has. He is built essentially of bricks. So you have that going for you, right? That the fact that this guy is just built different from a physical standpoint than essentially any other player that we've seen.
And he's wiry.
He's in the LeBron category, right? When it comes to the way that his body is put
That's
together.
why they call him the Greek freak. Very wiry, very compact. You don't have to worry about him putting on weight and slowing down. I think he could still penetrate and drive to the basket. Putting him with Bam is going to be very interesting because Bam can play the defense. Bam can go out and spot shoot. Bam can bring the ball up court. So now you got two bigs that can bring the ball up court. I think you're trying to find shooters now, and I really don't think that he'd have a problem finding shooters.
No.
Yeah, that I think Omar's right on that one. That's where you go from here. You do find some guys who can stretch the floor a little bit because you have the most bruising 4 and 5 combination here. Well, you got Giannis and Bam out on the court together. They can there'll be a lot of punishment that can be dished out. Speaking of punishment, we're gonna go back to the phones here. We're gonna give this a shot, and we've been up and down.
Can you at least give some ground rules? Don't put us on speakerphone. No. We don't want to be on speakerphone. Keep your windows up.
Well, yes,
and no pleasantries.
No holds barred here. Let's do it. Let's go to Brando. You're up next here on WQAM. Brando, good morning. How you doing?
Hey, good morning. How you guys doing? I just want to make this absolutely clear. We are back, baby. Okay? There have been people calling with some negativity. I'm even hearing some play-in talk on the radio right now. What's going on? We are going to the finals. We are going to win. The Heat freak is home. Put it out there. We do need someone to help him out, but we can do that. Hey, washed-up role player, come to Miami. Come compete for a championship with this dynamic roster. We're going to do it, guys.
I love it. Brando, that was a great call, man. Appreciate it.
The Heat freak. I love that.
I actually like that. It works.
There's a lot of lawyers out there that are calling the trademark department or whoever handles that.
I feel like they owe Brando some royalties for coming up with that.
I like that. The Heat freak. And, look, I think that this, for me personally, throws the Heat automatically in the top 4 of the Eastern Conference. Nobody can predict the future. I don't know. First of all, I don't know how the Heat are going to, assemble the rest of the roster. You never know how this is going to shake out. But if we're talking today on paper, I think the Heat, fit pretty nicely in that 2 spot, right? I mean, I think they are right up there with the Knicks. I don't know what the Celtics are going to do now that they have a riled up Jaylen Brown.
Talk to me, Hollywood.
No,
Omar, who else you put ahead on? I think the Pistons showed us what they're all about in the playoffs.
Okay, Cleveland is stacked, and let's not rule out the fact that they possibly get LeBron, and LeBron can have
Cleveland
homecoming. Absolutely.
I say bring LeBron here on a league minimum for a homecoming. He could help this team.
It's possible.
You know LeBron's not playing for league minimum, but
he's got enough endorsements. I think he can supplement his income.
Listen, that would be great. I hope him and Pat Riley can get past the cookie incident. But
I think they've made peace, haven't they? Him and Riley. I think.
I don't think so. But I still think Boston is probably the second best team in the
Boston's
East.
got themselves a problem. Boston's got themselves in a little bit of a pickle here. And by the way, it's very enjoyable now to watch this, to sit back and watch Boston kind of twist in the wind here, because they have a very disgruntled Jaylen Brown who they are going to have to trade. Now, here's the problem. Everyone knows Boston's got to trade him, right?
Nah, I don't think they do.
I don't think in the NBA you bring a guy like that back in, man.
I'm so used to disgruntled players. I mean,
you are. Look how well that's worked out for the team you cover.
Wow, but Boston's a different organization. They've got culture, they've got class. Yes, they avoid.
Boston has class. Let's not get crazy.
Yeah, but Boston does have class. Boston, stop it. I've worked in Boston. They are probably in my mind.
This ends well for the Boston Celtics. Like, if I was betting today, I do not believe Jaylen Brown will be there, and I don't think Boston's going to get what they hoped they would get for him, because now people know he's pissed.
Yeah, but
that was the risk they took by including him in a deal. Also, by the way, ESPN is saying it was Jaylen Brown and 2 firsts. So it was a very attractive offer.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't more
attractive offer. And I think Milwaukee had a choice. Do you want to bring in Jaylen Brown and make him the face of your franchise? Do you believe in him that much?
Nope.
Or do you think he would stay there long term? That's another problem. Or do you go with this package that the Heat offered, which has a lot of youth and a lot of picks? And Milwaukee is in a full-blown rebuild. The Heat are in a full-blown let's win now mode. And so that's where we're at. 305-567-0560 is the phone number if you would like to reach the show here this morning. We're going to continue to take your calls. Our last caller did a nice job there, so we're going to keep rolling with the phones. Brando, thank you. Brando kept hope alive. We had some guy earlier who was not very happy about the Giannis deal. I guess he enjoyed.
I mean, can you imagine what type? If you're an alleged Heat fan and you wake up this morning and you're angry,
good term.
How can you
alleged Heat fan?
Alleged Heat fan. How can you be angry that they just acquired Giannis? Like, oh, this is terrible. We gave up too much. Tyler Hero, I can't believe we sent him away. Like, how miserable do you have to be?
Yeah, Khalil Ware, Wemby Jr., come on, man.
The way I'm trained to see both sides of the railroad tracks. And okay, 3 first-round picks, kind of steep. I wouldn't have wanted to trade Triple J, but I understand. The pick swap, a little steep, but I mean, that's my biggest complaints about the trade here. And truthfully speaking, the Heat don't use draft picks generally.
Right. Actually, ironically enough, they use their, mid-round non-lottery draft picks well enough that most of the players that they're trading away, or all the players, are guys that they drafted. So it worked in that aspect.
They've used them recently to get assets and develop those assets so that they can be tradable assets for one day when we were eventually going to get the whale. We finally got the whale. Now, do we really need these draft picks? I think we'll be fine without these 3 and a swap. To To me, Triple J was the most difficult player I didn't want to give up in the trade. However, we got Bobby Portis. Bobby Portis can be a sixth man of the league. So I love it.
I just want to tell everyone, by the way, when we started at 6 o'clock this morning, Omar didn't even care that they got Giannis. He's just like, we got Bobby Portis. We did it.
Yesterday, when Bobby Portis started following a Heat fan account, I immediately got excited.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that on Twitter?
No.
I saw a lot of weird stuff on Twitter yesterday.
Bobby Portis
by the way,
started.
The post that Giannis put up, like,
yeah. It was like a goodbye. When that stuff starts happening, you know it's going down.
Well, it was going down one way or another, right? It was either going to be Miami or it was going to be Boston. The Heat land a megastar. Boston's got a big star who's disgruntled and is going to hopefully take a blowtorch to that entire organization. So all things are good down here in South Florida. Anytime the Celtics can be down and the Heat can be up, we're really that's just a double good feeling here this morning. All right, we got calls coming in here. We're going to take a quick pause. 305-567-0560. Jump on the phone lines here this morning. We want to hear from all of the Heat fans. We have cleared everything, Omar. We might get someone to stop by later, but we have pretty much cleared the program out here today, so we can have all of our fans jump in and react.
And they better not disappoint
Bobby Portis signing. The Heat also getting Giannis in the deal, as Omar is reporting here for us this morning. So a big morning here in South Florida. A celebration as back-to-back big days here, man. The Panthers had their day yesterday. The Heat get their day today. Joe's gone for 3 more days, by the way.
Dolphins need a safety.
Days, so we'll see, man. We will see how this goes. And by the way, for everyone asking, as far as guests go, Omar and Dono, I know that Heat guests will not Heat employee people will not comment on this until this becomes official. So that's the deal here. So we definitely got to wait till. The NBA is not as quick as like the hockey. Donna, we talked about this yesterday. The hockey, I got a press release in the Panthers like a minute after a tweet came out that said that the deal was possible. So yeah, like the NBA will work a little slower here. We gotta wait till this becomes official, but we will continue on. Phone lines are starting to fill up here. So let's take a quick pause. We'll jump right back in your calls when we come back here on WQAM.
Still dealing with a multiple vehicle accident traveling in Miami-Dade. The traffic report is brought to you by the Casino at Dania Beach. State Road 84 westbound at Davie Road still affecting 2 left lanes. Emergency cruiser at the scene. Disabled vehicle. This is in Miami-Dade along the Palmetto Express southbound at Okeechobee Road affecting a left lane, and another one on 95 Express southbound at 103rd Street also affecting that left lane. That's traffic. I'm Elia Escobar on FM 104.3, and you can listen to WQAM on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
Welcome back in here on WQAM. It is Tuesday morning, and it is a big morning here as the Heat make their big move, getting Giannis Antetokounmpo down here. A big trade, all set up here by some solid drafting over the years. Heat able to put together a large package here and get the deal done. Call Ware part of the deal, Tyler Hero part of the deal, Jaime Jaquez part of the deal. So, and a handful of picks. A lot moving to Milwaukee, but the Heat land their megastar in Giannis here this morning. So, again, just a very big celebration here. I'm Hollywood. Omar Kelly's with us. Alex Dono is with us. Dan Day driving the program here. Jamie here as well. And gentlemen, just a good feeling here this morning for Heat fans as they get it done. They finally get it done. There's been a lot of teases over the years, over the past few years here with some misses, but Riley really knocks it out of the park with this one. Dono, we got to unmute Dono there. Sorry. Go ahead, Dono.
About that. I got it. We mentioned this earlier, should mention again, solid drafting over the years actually facilitated this moment. So it's like, and yeah, I think it's fair to say that, throughout the relevance of Miami Heat history, the Pat Riley era, draft picks have usually been used as commodities, right? In this case, you get a little bit of both. You're trading future draft picks to make this Giannis deal happen, but you're also trading players that you've drafted and developed, and you're able to turn those chips in for one of the biggest superstars in the league. And one other thing I will say, fellas, there's a lot of social media chatter about this. Is it possible for Mike Biamonte to unretire for one more year? Can we get one last ride of Mike B? Because, I don't know. It feels rough that we're going to have Giannis Antetokounmpo and we don't have Mike Biamonte there to come up with those, clever spins that he has for the introductions. I want the player intros, Mike B for Giannis. Just give me one last ride, Mike.
I know that one stings. This is everyone's really excited about this, though, man. My boys, Leon and Max, are up. They're watching us on the YouTube stream. They're excited about this one. Good morning, guys. As my son gets set to go to Heat camp. He's going to
Heat camp's going to be buzzing today.
No, he's going to Camp Tony out there with Tony and Glenn Rice. So it's a big morning here in South Florida, and we have our phone lines are jammed right now. So let's do this, Dan. We are going to go. Dan, you have sent me so many names here on my phone. Who do you got first here? You want to just tell me who we got here, Dan? Dan is searching through his Rolodex here. Who do we got first? Who do you want to go with, Dan? You surprised me here.
Let's give Kevin a try right now. Kevin, go ahead.
I woke up this morning and smelled smoke outside and didn't know it was from the Miami Heat making that trade. I'm glad that it happened, and a long-time listener, first-time caller, and I just wanted to get you all's opinion. How much is too much for Giannis, and how much more does he have in the tank?
Well, we'll find out. that's the kind of the $1 million question here.
I don't think anything is too much for relevancy.
Yeah. As far as what they gave up, it
Yeah.
is what it is, man. I mean, Giannis is a top 10 player in the NBA, maybe top 5. It was certainly, I think the Heat gave away some good young players, but that's not what they're about, man. The Heat are not trying to build this thing from scratch or, go through the draft and we'll take the 13th pick tonight. And they had an opportunity to immediately throw themselves into contention and they took it. So
Yeah.
I just think it's an exciting move here.
And I don't worry about too much from the standpoint. This organization, while Pat Riley's been at the head of it, has always been great at developing players. Ike Austin, James Jones, Duncan Robinson, Caleb Martin, Gabe Vincent, Max Strus, Josh Richardson. We have done a great job as an organization in terms of finding players, polishing them up, developing them, and making them contributors. And I think that they'll do a great job finding, whether it be a second round pick, whether it be undrafted players, whether it be a guy from Europe, whether it be a guy from the developmental league. We'll find what we need. Now, obviously, we kind of need a big because we got rid of Ware. But I trust in the Heat. I have full trust in the Heat organization.
I mean, and how many times have we had to ask these questions when they acquire superstars? How are you going to build around them? And Pat has always had the answer to those questions. I mean, people were, if you guys, and I know everyone in this room remembers the conversations when the Heat traded for Shaquille O'Neal over 20 years ago. It was like, wait, how do they have enough? Did they give up too many young pieces? How are they going to build around them? Big three when they came together. Well, there's no one else on the team that can play. They find a way. I'm sure the Heat will find a way.
All right, we're going to find a way to get another call in here. Dan, who do we have next?
We get to talk to Tim. Tim, go ahead.
Tim, good morning. You're on the air. Go ahead.
Tim wasn't ready. Tim wasn't ready.
Once. Tim going twice.
Tim got traded to Milwaukee.
Tim's in Milwaukee now. Dan, who do we got? Who's in Miami?
Jonathan, it's all you.
Hey, what's up, fellas? Just wanted to say, Omar, stop with the Triple J talk. Kaz was the piece I wish we would have held on to. He's a projected top 10 pick, excellent shooter, high ceiling guy. Triple J on this team would have been absolutely terrible. He can't shoot. He's a phenomenal player, don't get me wrong. But with Bam and Giannis, it wouldn't have been a good fit. Really wish to really get an A+ on this trade, man. If we could have gotten rid of Jovic, that would have been the icing on the cake. He's been an absolute joke since he signed his new contract. Would love to unload would just love to unload him. But our identity is defense, and we got some dogs on this team, especially if we can keep Wiggs for the cheap with his experience and his championship pedigree. Norman Powell, he's our only defensive liability, but he brings that shooting that we so badly need. So we can just add some solid shooters for the low. I think I put us right up there with Boston and New York because of this team's defensive prowess. So, we're going to be a problem to deal with. It's going to be hell for offenses to try to score on us. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing you think of, too, with that. That's a great point by our callers. Defensively, what this team is going to look like. Like, you got two of the best defenders in the league. And Bam might be, I don't know, 1, 2, 3 best defenders in the league. Giannis certainly in that conversation as well. So you got those two guys, right up there to defend, and the Heat are going to be able to clog the middle pretty well here. Dan, I think one of our callers came back. Do we want to give him a second shot here? What was it, Tim or something?
Dan looked perplexed.
Yeah, I think he's back.
Dennis, we're talking about Dennis.
Is it Dennis? Tim,
yes, Dennis.
Dennis, hey man, what's up?
Hey, this trade has been felt all the way to Tampa Bay, 4 hours north of Miami. I'm so excited. I'm actually wearing my Heat shirt. I had a couple of guys at work from Boston that's giving me a hard time the past couple of weeks. And you know what? I'm wearing it proud this morning, and they're going to hear it from me. Now we got the Canes, the Panthers, obviously now the Heat. Are we missing somebody else to make a big move?
Casemiro to enter Miami to join Messi.
Oh, God, yes, I'm missing that one too. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm so excited. I can't wait for the season. And you know what? I'm wearing all my South Florida teams colors this whole week. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Can't wait.
It's a big. It's really amazing, guys. To be quite honest, you look at the teams, what everyone's done down here. Canes football is reloaded. They're going to be really good in the fall.
Paid for it.
The Panthers going to be a major title contender.
You're gonna throw that jab in. Who's Giannis isn't getting paid?
No. I mean, if we're paying the big bucks, we're getting the big. The expectations. Our payroll's high, so
sure.
Yeah.
You talking about the Hurricanes?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, they're going to be just fine, Omar. They're in title contention as well. You got the Panthers in title contention. The Heat just jumped into title contention. Inter Miami is always playing for a championship. Who am I missing here? The Marlins are playing good ball.
Yeah, they are.
What they are.
I got no promises for you over here.
The Dolphins are just
rebuilding.
They're in the process here, so that's okay. Hey, look, you can't have it all at once. All right.
Sometimes you got to clean out the fridge and give it a nice deep clean.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got to take it as it comes. One more call here, Dan. Let's sneak in one more before we hit the break.
All right, let's go to Mike. Mike, you're on 104.3 FM WQAM.
Good morning, fellas.
Hey, Mike.
We have Giannis, and I love Omar's observation of Bobby Portis. He's a pro's pro. He's going to bring a lot to the table. Always liked him. Yeah. We've got two big defenders. We need some shooters, obviously. But Pat Riley has done it again. He's done it year after year, brought people in. You can tell by the number of rings he has on his finger that he still cares. And I was an original Heat season ticket holder. I had to give them up once my wife started having kids. So it was more.
You had nothing to do with that?
They're all now Heat fans, too. So,
Mike, I hope she doesn't listen to the show, man.
I hope you were involved in that wife having kids part, Mike.
I was. It was myself and Ronnie Cycli.
Okay.
It's got a little weird.
All right. On that note,
shout out to Ronnie.
Yeah.
DJ Ronnie Cycli. I don't know how he got thrown in there. All right. Anyway,
Mike's like, I had to give up my season tickets when my wife started having kids. I'm like, you had nothing to do with that, Mike?
Yeah. We'll take a quick pause. We have a lot more to celebrate here this morning as back-to-back huge trades, man. The Panthers get their trade yesterday. The Heat get their trade today. Joe's off for 3 more days after this, so we're probably going to have some more big news coming out in the next few days anyway. So we're going to take a pause. We'll continue to take your calls, 305-567-0560 when we return here on QAM. Welcome back in here on WQAM. Riley did it, man. Riley did it again. Now, if you're just waking up, happened at about 1 a.m, so you have to be quite the night owl. What is this like? I wonder what this is like for the Shams of the world. Like this is why Woj quit, right? Because you got to be on your phone at like all hours of the morning. This thing went down at like 1 a.m. If you're just waking up, the Heat get the deal done. They land Giannis and Bobby Portis. Going out the door will be Tyler Hero, Khalil Ware, Jaime Jaquez, Kasparas Yakuchonis, 3 first-round picks, including tonight's number 13, 1 pick swap, and 1 second-rounder. So everyone did well for themselves in this deal. The Heat land their megastar. The Bucks land some nice players and some picks, and they can rebuild. And
you can tell the truth about them now.
They can be Milwaukee. I don't know, man. I don't have anything bad to say about any of these guys out the door. I really don't. I don't have anything bad to say about Tyler Hero. I think he was a very good player here. I think he, clearly can't control injuries. I don't think he get hurt on purpose. I just don't have anything bad to say about any of those guys. I think, to be honest, Tyler Hero was good for what he was. So,
right.
And what was he?
He was he was first round pick. I don't know that he was bad for what he was, Omar. I know you're kind of dogpiling on him.
I'm not dogpiling on him. I was never really a fan, but
I just say I think Tyler Hero is a third option that we were trying to make a first or second option. I think that's what it was. I don't he was expected to be a bigger contributor for this team than what he should be on a championship level team. That's where I'm at on Hero.
Okay. And Khalil Ware and Jaime Jaquez, I know people think that Jaime wouldn't have been a great fit here, but I liked where he was going in terms of his career. I liked the ability to score. I liked the versatility that he brought. Yes, he wasn't a great shooter, but I liked him as an NBA player. But Bobby Portis, to me, very comparable player. And I love that acquisition. I know, people.
I don't know why Shams put Giannis in the picture here. Like it should have Bobby Portis in the picture.
It should be the Bobby Portis trade featuring Giannis.
Yeah, Giannis is the secondary trade in Omar's mind here this morning. Dono, I know we're cutting you loose here in a little bit. You want to let us know what you got coming up here on the podcast?
Yeah, I appreciate it. I'll be taking my kid to rock and roll camp in a few minutes. So I got to rock and roll up out of here. He does School of Rock camp, Omar. It's like they learn.
Do you play instruments?
Kind of. He plays guitar and bass. He sings a little bit. They're doing a whole rock band thing at camp this week. But yeah, y'all can find me at Locked On Canes. I'm gonna have a new episode today, and I'm trying to figure out for today's Locked On Canes how we can tie in what Pat Riley just did to kind of Mario Cristobal as a closer, right? Like biggest moves Mario's made that, are maybe comparable in college football terms to what Pat Riley and the Heat just did with this Giannis trade.
You mean buying a quarterback every year?
Cam Ward was a huge move. I think this Darian Mensah move was massive. Some of the 5-star players he flipped a 5-star edge rusher from LSU last month and Jaden Bryant. So
I did want to ask you about this. Yeah. How secure are the flips when they flip this early?
It depends on the situation. I think in this case, they feel like they have these guys locked down. And for what it's worth, because I know Omar, you've covered this stuff before, all of Miami's 19 verbal commits have said they are shutting their recruitment down and they've canceled any visits to other places. So it's about as secure as you can be in June when National Signing Day is about 5.5 months away. So again, it's like they've shut their recruitment down until proven otherwise, all these guys. So we feel pretty good about holding on to the players that we have committed.
All right.
But you can find me on Locked On Canes.
Yeah, Locked On Canes podcast. And Dono, we're 3 weeks away from everyone assembling in Charlotte for the ACC media kickoff. And Bill Belichick, I'm sure, will make his rounds to all the radio stations, and we'll get to talk to him. But we will have Darian Mensah. I assume he will be the Canes choice as to who they bring, and of course Mario Cristobal will join us from there. So that's right around the corner. Today is a Heat day, though, here on the station. We're getting a lot more to come. in the next coming hours here. We're going to continue to take your phone calls, 305-567-0560. That is our text number. That is our phone number. So that is how you can reach us. Dono, thanks for hanging with us, man. We'll see you on Thursday, okay?
Thursday. Yep. See y'all then.
All right. I'm guessing by Thursday, by the way, they're, because Joe's on vacation, and the Texans are.
We'll have LeBron by Thursday,
yeah,
and I'll be
probably
back.
have something else big. Will at least one thing big will have happened by Thursday. I have something big that I want to tell people about, though. This is really big. DraftKings Sports is live in all 50 states. And yes, that means you, Florida. The whole world is watching one tournament right now. Group stage, chaos, knockout, drama, stoppage time, heartbreak. The DraftKings Sports app is now live in Florida. So whether you're catching the early kickoff before work or the late match at the bar, you're in on every minute, every match, every moment, all in one app right here in Florida. The world's biggest stage is in the palm of your hand. New DraftKings customers, sign up with the code 1043WQAM. Spend $5 to get $200 in total rewards. That's code 1043WQAM. Again, code 1043WQAM. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click to claim, issued in non-withdrawable predictions dollars that expire in 1 year. Ends June 28th. Terms dkng.co/predictions promo.
Doral Volkswagen, home of the price Cito, our lowest price. Visit us, Doral Volkswagen or DoralVolkswagen.com. The Heat have agreed to trade Giannis Antetokounmpo for Giannis Antetokounmpo. They also get veteran Bobby Portis Jr. They'll send Milwaukee Tyler Hero, Khalil Ware, Jaime Jaquez Jr., Casper Siakuchonis, tonight's 13th overall pick, 2 more first-round picks in 2031 and 33, a pick swap in 2030, and a second-round pick in 2033. Just days after his sons reuniting with the Florida Panthers, Keith Tkachuk was elected to the Hockey Hall of Fame. This weather report is brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting. Storm season is coming. Make sure your home is ready. Get your free roof and window estimate today. Visit tornadoroofing.com. Overcast skies, temperatures in the low 90s with a chance of rain this afternoon. I am Dan Day. Now back to the Joe Rose Show here on 104.3 FM WQAM.
All right, welcome back in here on WQAM. Hope everyone is having a great start to their Tuesday morning. And what better start can you be having? Waking up to the news, the big news that the Miami Heat have traded for Giannis Antetokounmpo. The Greek Freak is coming to town here along with Bobby Portis, Omar. I won't leave Bobby Portis out of the deal. I know you're very high on him. So I am Hollywood. Omar Kelly is with me this morning. Thank you to Alex Dono for hanging with us for the first couple hours of the show. Dan Day is here. Jamie is here. Blake is here. We have a full house here. Jamie, we haven't heard from you yet. We gotta get Jamie's in there in his Heat sweater. He's ready to roll. He was all fired up, man. He texted me driving in this morning. He was like, I'm not going to miss this one. And Jamie, what are your thoughts here on this Heat move? What do you got for me?
Yeah, I mean, fired up's a good way to put it. All this talk about Giannis is old and the Heat gave up too much. Like, he's a top 5 player in the NBA. I think the Heat are going to be fine, and I trust Pat Riley and the Heat front office to surround the team and make the team a championship contender.
So this is funny, right? So I'm walking through the halls, and everyone obviously has opinions on this trade, and some are positive, some are not for whatever reason. And the guy from one of the guys from Power 96, not DJ Zog, someone else, was like, "Oh, they gave away too much. What are they doing?" And man,
who was too much?
Yeah, what do you want? Like, do you want them to just kind of, be the 8 seed, 9 seed, 10 seed, like every single year with this group that they've put together? And I'm not saying that they didn't do a good job getting some talent on this team. They were okay, but man, they were mediocre, right? I think would be the best word to describe them.
And I think they lacked closure.
Giannis gives you a huge level of excitement, right? I think there's an excitement around this team that we haven't had for a little while now. You had a rough ending with Jimmy Butler, no question. You had a rough year last year with this core
status quo team.
I'm just not I'm not going to be upset about losing picks, picks or whatever to a team like the Heat. I mean, you're talking about the 13th pick tonight. Who was it? Yaxel Lumdenberg from Michigan. I'm not coming in tomorrow being like, oh, woohoo, we got this guy from Michigan. No, we got a guy who is a top 5 player in the NBA. I don't know where you want to rank him. I don't do the rankings thing this morning, but he's right in that conversation as top 5.
Definitely top 10. When Jamie said top 5, I thought Jamie went a little too far.
Look, I'm watching Giannis. They had a top 10 that they just put together on SportsCenter. I mean, this guy does stuff that, we've never seen before. And he's got a build. His body build is something that we have never really seen before. And yes, he is 31 years old. His birthday's right around mine. But he's 6'11", 243 pounds officially here. So almost 7 feet tall and 250 pounds. I mean, this is kind of LeBron-ish when you talk about his build, Omar. And I know you spend a lot of time in locker rooms. This is the way that he is put together, this guy Giannis, and I know that injuries have been a problem. I think that he is going to be okay later in his career because of the way that his body is put together. His durability, I think, I think he'll be okay down here, and I think that he probably did their due diligence. But Omar, that sports body that he's got, that's unrivaled.
his ability to drive to the basket and create his own shot, I think that that's definitely what the Heat need in order to close out these games. To me, that was really the death seal, the death nail in the coffin for me about last year's team and keeping things status quo. There was nobody to finish out games. Obviously, when you lose Jimmy Butler, you lose that kind of clutch mentality. And now you got Giannis here and Bobby Portis, who's made some big shots throughout his career. It gives you guys who can finish games. Obviously, putting them with Bam Adebayo, that's going to be a great building block. Now, this whole Andrew Wiggins situation, and that makes me a little bit uncomfortable because when players opt out of contracts, they're not doing you a favor.
But that's not true necessarily, though, Omar. You don't know. Like, the guys are going to want to come here and join up with this team. I do think they will get guys on the cheap who want to be here. Like, I don't know that that's going to be an issue. And just to touch on this, too, I think there's 3 other active Giannis brothers.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
We're going to have, like, the brotherhoods
There's
down
Thanos, Castas, and Alex. Those are the ones that are playing basketball.
God, the third one's name was Alex. I didn't hear you butcher Costas or Thanasis there with the
Costas.
other.
Okay. Costas.
Greek, Omar. Where's your best Greek accent? But yeah, so I'm guessing those guys will be part of said deal here. So I've been perusing the honest card market here for the past month or so, figuring this would happen.
She got ahead of the market then.
Well, his market is very interesting. He does not trade at the prices of a traditional, a GOAT. And I know that he's not in GOAT territory, but he's pretty, close, right? I mean, Giannis is a big, big name. He's done stuff in the league that, we've never seen before. But his market is interesting. But nevertheless, Omar, there is a card that has all 4 of the Giannis brothers signed on it. A leaf card that has all of them signed. Kind of a cool one. But nevertheless, I do imagine they will. Yes, they will probably have all the Giannis family on the team when this roster is eventually put together. But the Heat do have some spots to fill. Certainly here, and we will see in the coming days how they end up filling the rest of this thing out here. Andrew Wiggins, as you mentioned there on that option, Norman Powell. We'll see if they're able to retain him. I know people have been kind of 50-50 on that one. The only thing you need to know at this point, I think, Omar, is that the Heat in the paint right now are going to have about 14 feet and 500 pounds of pure muscle between Bam and Giannis down there. So we're going to be all good there. And yes, by the way, Texter, I am very excited to get the kids in front of him for some autographs. Yes, I am already. I'm already working my waiver wire.
You should be looking for cards that don't have a signing on them. The way you operate.
I know. We'll get there. Don't worry, Omar. We'll get there.
Didn't Bam and Giannis have some knockout, drag out battles throughout the years? Especially
they did. He actually had that remember they had that thrilling series with the Bucks. Giannis, if I'm not mistaken, got hurt in that series. Was it Giannis that got hurt?
Yeah.
When the Jimmy Butler series where they were the 1 seed and the Heat were the 8 seed. That was part of the Heat's run to the finals.
Yeah, that was the Jimmy Butler's final big run.
Yeah.
We made it Denver. They also beat him in the bubble, remember? The Bucks were the number 1 seed in the second round. We beat them, I want to say, was it 4-2 or 4-1 even? Giannis does not have a very good record in the first round of the playoffs. I think we're overlooking that a little bit. Not to rain on anybody's parade.
No, we're not raining on any parade this morning.
Hey, we're not worried about the first round of playoffs anymore.
It's looking gloomy out there, but by the way, we are 2 for 2 now with Joe on vacation. Joe's on a summer vacation, and this always happens when Joe goes away. We knew that something was coming. I told him on Friday. I said, I'm actually very pleased that you're leaving. Not that I dislike him or anything, but this always happens.
It's more than 2.
He leaves.
It's more for 2 for 2. It's definitely more than 2 for 2 because I
don't know, Omar. We still got the rest of the week. We still got what's today? Tuesday. We got the rest of today. We got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So who knows, man? Who knows what's next down the pipeline here while Joe is on vacation. I know what we're going to do. We're going to get back to the phones here. I want to hear from our Heat fans this morning. We've had some great calls so far this morning. Thank you.
Ground rules, man. Set up the ground rules.
There are no the first rule is there are no rules, Omar. We
This is
just
like Fight Club.
People just let it rip. If you can avoid cursing so we can keep you on the air, that would be ideal, I suppose. Anyway, we will take your calls at 305-567-0560. Jump in and give us your thoughts on this deal here. We have our YouTube stream up, 1043 WQAM. We have our text line up also at 305-567-0560 as the Miami Heat make a monster move a day after the Panthers make a monster move. And so two back-to-back huge news days here in South Florida as the list of stars in town got longer by two, as well, maybe three if Omar wants Bobby Portis to be in the star count as well. So a couple of big days here for South Florida sports. We shall take a pause. We'll get to your calls, your texts, and more when we come back here on WQAM.
or Okeechobee Road that has a right lane block. That's traffic. Amelia Escobar on FM 1043, and you can listen to WQAM on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
In case we needed. But then it was Lynn. But I was like, damn, Jimmy really is
All right, welcome back in here on WQAM. It is Tuesday, and it is a big news day here. Once again, second consecutive.
My mic's on.
Second consecutive show. Omar, is that Jamie? That's you. All right. Anyway, second consecutive day we have had big news here on the show. The Panthers making the news yesterday with Brady Tkachuk and that big trade. The Heat making the big trade late last night, around 1 a.m. That thing went down, and they bring in Giannis Antetokounmpo. The Greek Freak is coming to Miami. One of the biggest stars to ever put on a Heat uniform now, and this will be a lot of fun when the Heat eventually suit it up here in about 4 or 5 months from now, right October, give or take, is when we should get this thing rolling here. So it'll be a lot of fun, and there is going to be a massive buzz around this thing when he eventually makes his debut.
Speaking of massive buzz, this is national TV games. This is Christmas Day games. Like, the Heat are back in the national media here.
Jamie was bummed out that he didn't get any national games. They're like the Dolphins. They weren't getting any love.
I'm bummed that I haven't seen the Heat play on Christmas since, like, it feels like LeBron was here.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I'm watching people go back and forth here on our YouTube chat, and there's a guy with a Jalen Brunson account, so we're just gonna have to block him out here. But yeah, we got people that are I think most everyone is excited about this. I know some people think they gave up a little too much. I don't care. We had to do whatever it took to get Giannis, and certainly make sure you kept them away from Boston. Boston, by the way, has themselves a small problem right now named Jaylen Brown, who is angry. He is disgruntled, and they are going to have to trade him, and hopefully they get scraps in return because the Boston really screwed up.
I think you're overplaying that. I'm not necessarily sure that they're going to have to trade him. I think he's a champion. He's played.
They don't have to. They can tell him shut up and play.
Yeah,
that's their option too. They certainly can do that.
Boston is absolutely a shut up and play city and town.
Okay.
So
I strongly disagree with you on that, especially in the NBA. Like, I strongly disagree that that's how that's going to go down.
We'll know because he'll be twitching about it probably this week. So
he's already riled up. He already sent something out the other day. He's already he's riled
sent something
up.
out yesterday.
Yeah,
it was
he's fired up. He wants out, and hopefully Boston gets nothing good in return. All right. Speaking of which, let's go back to our phone calls. We have a lot of people on hold here that want to get through. Let's go. Dan, do we have Anthony up first here? Let's go to Anthony. You are on QAM. Anthony, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How y'all doing?
Good, man. How you doing?
All right. All right. Big fan. Good trade and all, but yes, they did give up a lot for it. And you guys might look at me crazy when I say this, but this year, when I win in nothing, when I'm doing nothing, we're just going to see how good the team is, and then Raul's probably going to tweak it a little the following year or however long it takes. But I'm going to take a wild card on this one. I'm going to take a big swing. I see the Dolphins winning the Super Bowl before the Heat. Just saying.
Okay.
I can tell you that's factually not going to happen. Not even close to hhappening. Could it potentially happen? Yeah. If
Omar, that's one of those where you just say okay, and we kind of keep moving.
Nah.
Yeah.
Okay.
he did give up a lot. There's no question about it. But
what was a lot?
He got a
What's
massive
the,
whale in return. I don't know.
what's a lot? What's the line that you draw in
I would have given up more if it was me.
We know that, but you're easy. But for those who are saying a lot, what is it? We know we wanted to dump Hero. Let's be real about it.
Would you stop? I'm not going to allow you to pile on Tyler Hero this morning. We're going to keep it going on the phone.
Dan Day.
Let's go. No, don't bring Dan in.
Yeah, no, I'm bringing Dan Day into this.
No.
Dan Day.
Do not answer him. I'm not talking bad about Tyler Hero. We're going to Doug.
Dan, how did we feel about Hero, Dan?
Dan, I'm going to mute Omar if he doesn't shut his mouth here. We're going to Doug. All right. No Tyler Hero slander. Doug, you're up next.
Go ahead, Doug.
Doug is underwater here.
We got Jerry.
All right, Jerry, go ahead.
No, it's Terry, man. Terry.
What, man?
Yeah. Hey, Omar, big up to you, man. I never know you's a Rasta, man, but why you eating so much meat?
I'm not a Rasta, and I love meat. I'm sorry. If I can't eat meat, I can't enjoy life.
All right. Anyways, I want to say that you know what? The Eat fans does not take an example from the Knicks. You see how much they rag Jalen Brunson, and he win the championship, and how much people have come out and apologize. I'm saying, damn if you do, damn if you don't. Why everything the team do, they do wrong. They want a big fish. They get a big fish. Now they're complaining, oh, we give up too much.
Yeah.
What exactly do you want the team to do? You know what we need now? We need 2 good 3-point shooter, and I don't know who's going to be the starting point guard. So I will just hang up and listen to what you guys have to say.
No, I appreciate the call there, Terry. Yeah. There's no question the Heat are going to have to fill out this roster. I understand all the concerns that people have this morning, but today is not the morning for concerns. It's the morning to be very appreciative that the Heat put themselves into this sort of position where they were able to make this happen, right? And I just think that there will be time to fill in the roster, and they will, and people are going to want to come here. That's the other thing, like, no one seems to be like discussing this morning, is like, if you're a player, later in your career, whatever, like, look at what the Heat did when they had, LeBron. Like, they found guys that were later on or wanted to win or whatever it was,
Ray
and
Allen,
they want to be here. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Adier, Mike Miller. Go the list is very long of guys that like will want to be here. So I just think they'll fill in the roster in due time here. Let's go to Dan. Who do we got next? Let us know who we got next. Is it Scott?
We have next. We are going to go to Jason. Jason is up next. Jason.
Hello, guys. First time listener, and I'm absolutely enjoying this. And gentlemen,
well, that's a swing and a miss.
Miami.
He's back. Go ahead. Sorry, we lost you for a second there.
Yes, I'm enjoying this. I don't know if it's Godfather Riley. I don't know if it's Miami luck. But this is amazing, and you are right, guys. From you have those 2 in the paint, you'll be able to get anybody to come to this team. Shoot threes, do whatever is needed. I hope we keep Norman Powell, because that's a do anything you need kind of guy. And yo, like my fellow Jamaican say, we're about to do it well.
All right, there. Thank you for the call.
I didn't know Jamaicans said we about to do it well, but yeah, I'll take it.
That's not a saying. I don't
think that's a saying. Listen, to me, I'm so bothered by this perception that we gave up too much. Like, what is too much?
No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
No, I can't. I can't let it go. I can't let it go. This is
Omar. Listen,
yes,
you do this long enough, and you know that when we hit the phone lines, people usually find something to complain about. It's not usually positive.
Oh, I cover the Dolphins. Trust me. I live in a world where there's plenty to complain about.
We're gonna keep trying, though. We're gonna keep trying. Dan, who's next? Who's next? We're gonna keep trying it.
Let's go to Bert. Bert, go on ahead.
Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going?
Hey, Bert, what's up, man?
All right, man. Woke up. I said happy camper. Besides I won last night in Hard Rock, but besides that, I'm even more happy that we got Giannis. Listen to this. All right, this is all I'm gonna say. and you guys are 70% of what you're saying. You're right. But listen to this. What has he done in the last 2 years with this team?
Playing.
Just tell me. That's it. So you gotta get rid of everybody. It's not working. Period. I mean, simple as that. No beat around it. Whether you're happy or not, you can't go around this. They're gonna stay in the same 7, 8, 9, or 10. I mean, if you don't get somebody, a superstar or somebody that's good enough to get you to the next level, I'm not saying the NBA Finals. I'm saying to the next level. Yeah. You got to do this. It's a no-brainer. Now, I hope we keep Powell. That's about, the next step. Because he's a good player. I mean, we need somebody like that. And Portis is a good addition. He's a both-way player. Okay, the two teams that are in the NBA Finals, they have the two teams have something in common. They're two-way players, defense and offense. Well, that's what Giannis is, defense and offense.
All right, thank you, Bert, for the call. Certainly appreciate it. Dan,
did you see the texter say, "Where's Ernie"?
Who? Because of Ernie and Bert. That's funny.
I'm sorry, I got a 5-year-old, so
you're in Sesame Street territory here. Where is Sesame Street nowadays? What is it on, like HBO?
No, I think Netflix bought it or something, or one of those major companies bought it. Like it's
okay.
Sesame Street is big money product right there.
Apparently. All right, Dan, let's squeeze one more in here. Well, who do we got? What do you want to go with?
One more call. Going to go out to Scott, who's been waiting patiently. Scott.
Good morning, fellas. How are you?
Good, man. How you doing?
What a great day, Hollywood and Omar. I don't often say this, but I agree completely with Omar. It's what did we give up? Nothing. We gave up a team that was a play-in candidate year over year over year. We've given up nothing. We've gained a star. This is an all-in move. I say, and obviously every move from here, this point out, is going to be to support that and support winning an Eastern Conference title and winning a championship. Let's go another step. And LeBron, you were talking about LeBron. LeBron made the decision. How about we pick up the phone, talk to LeBron, and let's do the return. Bam, LeBron, Giannis, the return. Can you see it? Can you see it?
I like where you're thinking. I like where you're thinking. I think it's unlikely, but I do like where you're thinking. By the way, if they're going to do that, maybe they just call Dwayne and Chris can be an assistant coach or something. Get the whole band back.
Yeah. Get the whole. Yeah. Where's Ray Allen and Mike Miller? We need shooters. Let's go get somebody. Go wake them up.
I saw Ray Allen recently. I think at a Canes Hoops game maybe, and he looked good, man. He looked like he was ready to roll. We see Dwayne on TV all the time. He's ready to roll. So yeah, we'll get them all back.
Hey, your son's going to see Glenn Rice. Maybe your son can give us a scouting report. If
that's
Glenn,
right. I will see Glenn Rice today. So I'm going to go pick my son up from Tony's camp, the Heat camp, today. He's at junior Heat camp. I will go pick him up and I will ask Glenn Rice if he's interested. If the Heat need a shooter out there.
Phil B323 told us Netflix bought Sesame Street.
There you go. There you go. That's what we needed to know this morning. All right, we're going to take a pause. We have a bunch of calls lined up here, so if you are on hold, hang in there. I promise we will get everyone in. 305-567-0560. We'll be back after this. All right, welcome back in here on WQAM. Hollywood, Omar Kelly, Dan Day, Jamie Long here with you as the Heat get it done. They land Giannis Antetokounmpo in a big blockbuster trade that happened overnight. The Heat did have to give up a decent amount in this one, but nevertheless, this is a huge move for Miami. Puts them, I think, Omar, right at the top of the Eastern Conference, certainly in the top 4. I don't know that that's even debatable right now. I think that this is clearly the big move that was out there to be made, and the Heat pounced on it. And this is a very exciting day here to be a Heat fan, Omar.
Absolutely. Pat Riley gets it done again. Pat Riley lands a whale. I don't know why I heard on ESPN they called it the white whale. I was like thinking to myself, like, well, why does the whale have to be white? Since when do we have white whales? But it's a major move. It gets the Heat back to relevancy. We're not talking about being in a play-in anymore. We're talking about maybe possibly pushing for the Eastern Conference Championship if we're healthy. And now it's about putting the pieces all together. Obviously, I'm a big Bobby Portis fan. I think he's definitely at least going to be a sixth man, good role player, good swing player. Definitely can replace Triple J. Now we just need to find some outside shooting and maybe upgrade the point guard position.
Well, I happen to really like Davion Mitchell. I think Davion Mitchell's a hell of a player, so I'm excited to have him back. But let's go back to the phones, and Dan, who do we have next?
Mike, it's your turn, Mike.
Hello.
Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going, fellas?
Good.
Hey,
man,
I just want to say I am super pumped with this move. Everybody's all down on the move and everything. That's nonsense. Giannis is a game changer. The guys that we just shipped out right now, they weren't changing the game. They weren't factors. They weren't, it was play in or bust. That was their cap right there. Giannis at least gives you, like you said, a top 4, top 3 in the East. Now all we need to do, and like Omar, I'm a huge fan of yours. Bobby Portis, I am excited about him as well. He's not electric or explosive, but he gets the job done, with his defense and his mid-court game. And when you need a guy to get dirty inside, you could depend on him. But all we need to do now is just find the outside shooter. And I saw rumors that Chris Middleton was possibly interested in joining. So, I know he's old, but I mean, you don't need to be the most athletic person just to shoot the three-pointer.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is Riley's last hoorah, so to speak. This move had to happen. How much longer does Riley have to make this team a contender? And I think Giannis puts them right there. If they do accomplish a championship, great. If they don't, at least we can all say he at least tried with one last big move with the whale and Giannis.
Yeah, I'm with you, and I also think you're right on that. The way this roster is going to be assembled here, there will be some elder statesmen on this team. It's probably similar to what we saw with the Big Three, right? And you had guys that were late in their career that want to win one, or you got guys that are willing to take a significant pay cut to be down here. So that's essentially, I would think, how the Heat are going to fill out this roster. Let's squeeze in another call here. Dan, who do we have next?
John, it's all you, John. Take it away.
Yeah, hey, John here. Just a two-part question for Omar real quick. Number one, big trade, obviously, but just a scenario for you. Maybe if Shaq, Zoe, and then maybe Ronnie Cycli came out of retirement, who do you think would be a good number 5? And part 2 of that question would be, in the same scenario, what advice would Omar give kind of to make sure Ronnie Cycli and the Greek Freak got along well, and maybe the Greek take him out to a nice local Greek restaurant around here?
Yeah, Ronnie's Greek. I forgot about that. Okay. Let's see if Giannis likes to DJ or likes Ronnie's house music. I'm a big Ronnie Cycli, the DJ fan. However, if I had to pick a backup center, it would have to be Mourning, because he's going to give you the defense and he's a good free throw shooter. So I'm going with Morning over Shaq and Ronnie.
Is that what we're doing this morning, by the way? By the way, that was one of my buddies messing with you. My friends are idiots. I told them that they are welcome to call in if they wanted to this morning. That was clearly a mistake. But yeah, I actually saw Ronnie Cycli DJ one night.
I saw him to DJ too.
Miami, we saw him DJ. That was unusual. It was
He's
unusual.
a good DJ.
Oh no, he's great, but he's like 7 feet tall, and I just kind of remember Ronnie Cycli, the basketball player, and like to see him turn, DJ is.
Is he a better DJ than Shaq?
Is he a better DJ? I've never heard Shaq DJ.
He is a better DJ than
DJ
Shaq.
Diesel? No,
I want to say DJ Diesel does that like really loud, like machiney, like headbanging type of
DJ
music.
Diesel goes to like college towns and stuff and just kind of
Yeah.
spins just gets people going.
Yeah.
Ronnie
is more like the the kind of guy you'd see in Ibiza or something. Like he just plays like a lot of that like mellow, like
Yeah, he does like don't sit on the furniture type stuff in South Beach.
All right.
When I covered the Heat, it was the Cedric Ceballos days, and then I watched him go out and DJ a party. I believe it was at Club Bed, and
Club Bed, wow.
he was actually a very good DJ. I'm telling you.
DJ.
Also,
another player I don't think who's coming back right now, but let's squeeze one more. You want to squeeze one more?
But you know who else is the DJ? Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill.
Everyone's a DJ that wants to be a DJ now. All right, one more caller here. What do we got? James, you said, Dan?
Yeah, it looks like DJ James on line number 1. DJ James, what's up?
Hey, how's it going, guys? I just can't let you guys let Omar say he doesn't understand what a white whale is as a professional reporter.
What is a white whale?
You've never read Moby Dick? You've never read Moby Dick?
No. Sorry.
Dan got nervous that he cut him off there. That's the book, like from
So the whale was white?
He goes Wolf of Wall Street. He goes the book. Captain Ahab, like the
I get the book. I never read it, but I was wondering if the whale was
Don't you have to read? Isn't that like part of your like deal?
In school, yeah, we read other books. We didn't. I didn't read Moby Dick. I never.
I mean, I don't remember I'm not a huge reader, obviously.
Did you read Moby Dick?
Probably not.
Okay, Dan, did you read Moby Dick?
Yes, of course I read Moby Dick. I read all the class. At least I try to read all the classes.
What was the whale white?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Didn't know that.
All right. We gotta get to the 9 o'clock hour. What a morning this has been. It's been an interesting one here, man. So we have taken calls throughout the morning, as our people on our YouTube chat have let us know. It does not usually go well. That is usually how it goes. Yes, that is. It usually does not go particularly
And
well.
people wonder why radio stopped taking calls.
Between people trying to troll Omar, between one of my buddies calling up and asking you ridiculous questions. It's been
a ridiculous question.
It's been a morning here. But we will take a pause. The 9 o'clock hour. We're going to try to do better in the 9 o'clock.
We'll finish stronger in the 9 o'clock hour.
Omar, this is to be quite honest. This is one of the better news days, like better stories that we've had in a really long time. I'm very excited about this. I get people are like, oh, we gave up a lot. It doesn't matter. Like this is
I hate when you say that. Don't repeat it because you're putting it in the universe.
Catch. This is a huge catch for the Heat. It brings them back into contention. It brings them back into relevance, and we're going to have a handful of years with this guy, still hopefully in his prime, right? He's not that old. Like people act like Giannis coming in here at 39. Like he's still 31. Like he's in his prime theoretically. So I know that he's got some mileage on the body and whatever, but man, this is a very exciting thing here. And Pat Riley makes one big splash here, probably
getting himself a white whale
splash here, and we'll see if the Heat can win one with Giannis at the helm. We're going to take a pause. The 9 o'clock hours next on QAM.
Doral Volkswagen, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit us, Doral Volkswagen or DoralVolkswagen.com. The Heat have agreed to trade for Giannis Antetokounmpo. They will also get veteran Bobby Portis. They will send Milwaukee Tyler Hero, Khalil Ware, Jaime Hawkins Jr., Kasper Jonas, tonight's 13th overall pick, 2 more first-round picks in 2031 and 33, pick swap in 2030, and a second-round pick in 2033. This World Football Scoreboard is brought to you by your local Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks is truly unmatched for every match with 29-degree drafts of Michelob Ultra Spicy Margaritas made with Casamigos and unrivaled views all tournament. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, scenic views. Messi scored both of Argentina's goals in a 2-0 win over Austria. He becomes the World Cup's all-time leading goal scorer with 18, while Mbappe had 2 goals for France in their 3-0 win over Iraq, and Erling Haaland had a brace also in Norway's win against Senegal 3-2. This weather report is brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting. Storm season is coming. Make sure your home is ready. Get your free roof and window estimate today. Visit tornadoroofing.com. Hot, muggy. Stay inside if you have to here in South Florida. I am Dan Day. Now back to the Joe Rose Show here on 104.3 FM WQAM.
All right, welcome back in here on WQAM as we're at the 9 o'clock hour on this Tuesday morning, a celebratory Tuesday morning as the Heat make their big splash. Giannis Antetokounmpo, as you heard Dan Day there with the update. I'm Hollywood. Omar Kelly is with us. Jamie's here with us as well. Dan, that was a mouthful in that update. We had a lot of soccer yesterday as well. We are going to cover the World Cup on the show. We are going to have Michelle Kaufman with us tomorrow. We were going to have her today. We had to push a day because of this gigantic Giannis news here. Now that's, unless there's another big signing, because these things all happen while Joe is on vacation. And Joe going on vacation usually means there's going to be some good news down here in South Florida. And we have gotten back-to-back days of monster news here. With yesterday, we had the Brady Kachuk deal that went through. Today, we get the Giannis deal that goes through, and we're getting everyone's take on this one. We do have our phone lines open, 305-567-0560. Omar lets me know Anthony Chang is going to join us at 9:20. Anthony Chang from the Miami Herald, Omar's colleague, will join us here in about 15 minutes from now, and we will ask Anthony, Omar, how he sees the Heat filling in this roster. I know they have a few options that they can go to here. They have a couple of those mid-level exceptions, the $15 million ones, and we'll see. We'll see how the Heat are able to fill in this roster as it sits right now. But look,
this trade isn't a surprise to Giannis, so I believe that he's been behind the scenes trying to assemble his team to make one last run. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of older veterans, former teammates of Giannis, just like a Middleton, come out the woodwork and want to join the South Beach Heat.
Yeah, I think this is going to be people just want to flock to this team. Like, I do think they will attract some guys towards the end of their careers. And again, we'll find out when we talk to Anthony about 15 minutes from now, some of those names that he likes. 305-567-0560 is the phone number. Should you want to jump in here, we'll take a couple more calls here in this segment if people want to line up and jump on in. We have our text open. People are talking about the book, Omar. We might have to get you a copy of the book, the Moby Dick book. And we'll get you up to date.
I'm not sure why I would be motivated to read it at this big age. Sorry.
Well, I think you never can learn too much, Omar. You got to keep learning. Isn't that part of your profession as well? Like you're a writer, Omar. You have to be smart. You're not a radio hack full time.
Not really. But yeah, I don't think Moby Dick is in the required reading for me. Just sorry.
Okay.
If this is the only reference about Pat Riley landing a big whale, I get the concept. Why does it have to be a white whale? That's all I'm saying.
Fair enough. All right, let's go to Anthony. You're up next here on QAM. Good morning, Anthony.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. I listen to you guys every morning, but I do it a little slower on the app because I like to catch up. But just listening to you guys for the first hour makes me my mind boggle. Do you guys really think that landing Giannis is going to make the Heat any better? They're not even going to have 50 wins next year. They'll be a 5 seed. They're not going to compete for anything.
Well,
he's
Anthony,
about to be on the wrong side of 30.
Anthony,
he's 31.
To interrupt you quickly here. And you can finish your point because we like to let everyone have their say their piece. But if they did get to the 5th seed, that would be better. You asked how are they going to be better? That would be better. Continue.
I mean,
on,
yeah,
please.
better, but I mean, going from the 10th seed to the 5th seed is not good enough. You guys fallen a long way since you had LeBron, Bosh. You guys used to compete for championships. Now you're just hoping to be a 5 seed.
Are you a Knicks fan?
It's a starting spot. It's a starting spot.
No.
Hang on, Omar. Let me handle this guy here. Anthony, are you a Knicks fan?
No, I'm just an independent basketball watcher.
You're an independent basketball watcher?
I have my favorite team got stolen from me in 20 years ago. So I just watch, and I'm just giving you my
team? What, the Seattle Supersonics or something?
It was that, yeah.
Okay, well, you're
getting it back. You're getting them back.
Yeah, I mean, eventually, nothing's final until it's final. I don't believe it's going to happen. They're saying in a year or two, but it'll probably be a little longer because they've been saying that for 10 years now. But who knows? I listen. I love you guys. I listen every morning. I don't see the hype.
Well, let me ask you this then, Anthony. Let me ask you this. And by the way, we do very much appreciate you listening to us. Let me ask you this. What would you have done if you were the Heat here? Would you have passed on this and ran it back with what you had?
That's the thing. They're stuck between a rock and a hard place. I almost think they should have blown it up 2-3 years ago and just tanked. I hate to say that, but I'm a big fan of tanking when it comes to the Dolphins or it comes to the NBA. If you guys are the Miami Heat, you guys aren't the Dolphins. You guys compete for championships, and if you're not doing that, what's the point of even winning 50, 53 games and maybe winning a first round? You guys aren't the Knicks or the Nets. Knicks now are better than that, but that's all they ever wanted for 20 years. You guys.
You got to have a building block.
Let him finish.
No.
Finish your thoughts.
You guys should be so much better than that. That's like saying the Patriots. I guess they're kind of back now. But that's saying the Chiefs. Oh yeah, we'll settle for a 9-8 and maybe squeak in the playoffs and maybe win a first round game. You guys are better than that. Have some higher standards. Now listen, the offseason's not over. They can still go get a few guys, but I don't think it moves the meter all that much. That's the only thing I'm saying.
Okay, fair enough, Anthony. I appreciate the call, and we appreciate you hanging with us in the mornings here. And
at least it's better.
That's the beauty of this deal here, Omar. Yeah. Everyone's entitled to whatever their opinion is.
I love this opinion. I love this perspective. I always like to listen to the other side of the aisle. It's better than they gave up too much, which I think is just a dumb argument to begin with. But just like you pointed out, going from the 10th seed to the 5th seed, that's a significant jump, and that's an important jump. It could potentially get us to the second round. Yes. Is this a finished product? Is this a championship team? No, but we haven't even seen it be finished being built yet. We're at the starting point. We're at the building block. This is the infrastructure. We have something to build around, and that's a starting point for this organization. Tell me what they were building around last year. There was nothing to build around. Now we actually have some pieces that you can actually build around and see what you can do for the next 2 or 3 years.
This tanking thing, the Heat are not going to be the Wizards. That's just never going to happen under Riley's watch. My buddy Corey here is too cowardly to call us. Says tell Anthony that Jimmy Butler took a bunch of scrubs to the finals.
He did take a bunch of scrubs to the finals.
The Heat will put a roster around this core of Bam and Giannis.
And Giannis is way better than Jimmy.
Yes. Overall, yes.
I'm not sure Jimmy
playoff Jimmy was special.
Okay, but we're not talking about playoff Jimmy. We're talking about Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler was maybe a top 20 player in the NBA at his prime, factoring in playoff Jimmy. Giannis is clearly a top 10 player, if not a top 5. I'm not strong. I'm not comfortable how strong I can argue he's a top 5 player right now, especially considering what we've seen the last 2 years. But he's still a dynamic player, probably the best player when it comes to getting to the basket. And that's something you can build off.
All right, one more call before we get to Anthony Chang from the Herald. Dan, who do we got here? Is this Oswald?
Hello. Yes, this is Oswald.
Hey, man, how you doing?
Good morning. Good morning.
Do we get to call you Oz?
First time caller.
The,
Oh my,
the,
let him go. Let him roll.
You call me Ozzy. But okay, I don't have a problem with the Giannis trade. I think we did something, but the Kings of the East been playing together since college right now. You know what I mean? So we're gonna have problems facing them. Our team is not going to be cohesive enough to face that team. I don't care. Like you said, you just said it, Omar. We building, so they're not going to have that cohesion to go face that team. You know, and they gave up their future. Giannis is not going to be playing for the Heat when they still giving picks for Giannis. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a hard rock and a hard situation, period. So I'm with the people that saying we gave up a little too much, but you know, it's just a hope right now. It's a hope and prayer that Pat, this is the reason why I'm thinking Pat needs to go sit down, is because he went all out just to try to beat his former team.
Okay, so what would you do then? What would you have done in this situation?
Well, okay. Obviously, Tyler needed to get rid. We needed to get rid of Tyler. We needed to ship him off like 2 years ago when he hurt himself in the playoffs. And we needed to keep building through the young draft. You know, not forfeit our future just for 2-3 years. Because when Giannis finishes sign, he only is going to be here for 4 years. He's not going to be here to 33 or something. You know what I mean? So what are we looking at? We better win a championship in the next 2 years against people that have been playing against college each other. It's not going to be easy at all.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't think the fact that the Knicks are college teammates has anything to do with anything. It's a nice story. Oswald, thank you for the call, man. I appreciate it. Yeah,
I actually agree with him. The chemistry that the Knicks have.
Well, good thing the Heat have a decent enough coach in Spo. I'm sure he'll be able to figure out how to get everyone to play together. All right, we're going to play together. We got Anthony Chang who's going to join us, and he will let us know what the Heat can do to fill in this roster. We will talk to Anthony when we come back. See what is next for the Heat after they sign Giannis in a trade here. Big trade, bringing Giannis and Bobby Portis. A lot of players getting shipped out here. We will go over all the details with Anthony when we come back here on QAM. Welcome back in here on WQAM. We're going to head right out to the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale. One location, Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. ToyotaofHollywood.com. And we are joined by the Heat reporter for the Miami Herald, Anthony Chang. Anthony, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate it.
Of course, guys. It was a busy night last night. How are you?
Yes, it was. About 1 a.m, I guess, the news broke that Giannis and Bobby Portis coming to the Heat. What are your initial reaction to the deal here?
Obviously, the Heat gave up a lot, but that's what it takes to get a guy who's, when healthy, top 5, top 10 player in the league, a 2-time MVP, still in his prime, right? I know he dealt with some injury concerns, injuries last year, living up to under 40 games. But when healthy, he's still one of the league's best players. And then you also get Bobby Portis, who not a bad contract, a guy who's going to help you, right? You lose Khalil Ware, he's going to probably at this point be your backup center. He can also play next to Bam as a forward, has experience as a vet, has a relationship with Giannis. So obviously this is the blockbuster trade the Heat have been looking for since they got Jimmy Butler in 2019. So it was a great night for the Heat. I don't think they want to give up Kasper Sakachonis in the deal. But I think that might have been the missing piece that kind of got it over the edge there.
Let me ask you this, Anthony. A lot of people are saying that the Heat gave up too much. Do you think it was potentially too much, and will it impact the Heat's future moving forward?
They have they've set up like a 4-year window for themselves here. Because yes, they gave up 2 unprotected first round picks in 31 and 33. You kind of knew they were going to have to give up that kind of draft capital. They gave the second rounder in 2033, a pick swap in 2030. But if you look in the next 4 years, when Giannis will be here and he signs the extension that keeps him for the next 4 or 5 years, they have first round picks in 3 of the next 4 years. So they have the tools during this 5-year window to add young talent on cost controlled contracts. With those first round picks before they have to start sending them to Milwaukee. They gave up a lot of young players, but we knew they were going to have to give up a lot of young players. We knew Tyler Hero and Khalil were in the deal, right? We knew likely Jaime was going to be in the deal. The one player that I think, again, they didn't want to give up, and we didn't know if he was going to be in the trade was Yakachonis, who at 19 years old last year was really impressive as a rookie. And they lose him, that hurts. But again, if that was the missing piece to get Giannis, a guy who instantly changes your franchise and puts you in, contender status in the Eastern Conference, you make that deal, right? 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah, Anthony Chang here with us from the Miami Herald. Anthony, you watch tons of NBA basketball. Where does Giannis rank for you? He's still a top 5, top 10 player in the NBA, correct?
Yeah, definitely. I think the only question is injuries, right? I mean, the calf injuries that limited him last year to a career low amount of games, that's going to be the big question mark, right? Where you invest in a guy long-term, like I give up so much of your future, which again, I get why they didn't. I think you do it, but can he stay healthy as he gets older? He's going to be 32 in a few months. But when healthy, yeah, he's a guy that changes everything for your team. Now, all of a sudden, him and Bam defensively, if they keep, Davion Mitchell still here, if you keep Wiggins, that's a really good defensive team. Offensively, there's going to be some question marks, right? Like how are Bam and Giannis going to fit together? That might take some time, but defensively, that's going to be elite. So, yeah, if Giannis can stay healthy, he's definitely top 10, probably top 5 player in the league.
How do they do what you just said? How do they keep Andrew Wiggins here? And is there a way that, perhaps they rework his deal to make room for Norman Powell to stay? What do you think is the situation there?
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I think Andrew Wiggins, obviously he can stay by just opting in, which he might do. I mean, he is a $31 million player option. He might opt into that, makes sense, and come back for one more year and test free agency next year. But if Andrew Wiggins does that and they keep their second round pick that they, whoever they select tomorrow, they will have 11 guys in the roster, and they're hard capped at the first apron because they took back more money in the deal than they sent out. Not to get too much into the minutia, but that means they have like $19 million to fill out the rest of the roster, and that's 4 more spots, including Norman Powell. That's not enough. right? Because even if you sign the 3 of those spots to minimum contracts, Norman Powell, maybe you have $13-14 million left. That's not enough for Norman Powell. So they're gonna have to either shed salary or, like you said, rework Andrew Wiggins' contract and sign him to a lower number on a longer term contract to create more room for Norman Powell. If not, Norm might not be here.
What is Wiggins' motivation to take less money to be here? And could he potentially get more money on the open market?
He could. No, that's a great question. I mean, the only incentive for him to do that would be he gets more guaranteed years, right? Because the player option is 1 year at 31. If he signs, I don't know, a 3-year deal at 75, let's say, yes, it's lower money on the front end, but you're guaranteed $75 million over 3 years. So it'd be just more guaranteed money over more years, but a lower starting salary that gives the Heat more room to fit Norman Powell.
All right, Anthony. Basically, we've been talking about how they could fill in this roster, and we talked about the LeBron Heat, the Big Three Heat, and how they got the Mike Millers of the world,
Right.
and those kind of Ray Allen at the end of his career. Like, they got guys like that. We imagine that the Heat will be a destination that players similar to those kind of guys will want to come. Are there any names that you think are out there that they could bring in here? Maybe some shooters.
Well, Chris Middleton is one that I know has been linked by many people to the Heat, right? He's obviously close with Giannis and Bobby Portis. He's a shooter. Yes, he's on the back end of his career. He's a guy that would fit that category, right? A guy like toward the end of his career is close with the guy, Giannis, the superstar that just got here, has the skill set that he needs in shooting. So he's a name. He's the first name that we've kind of heard that makes some sense. And another shooter that was just here last year, Simone Fontecchio. He liked in Miami. He wants to be back in Miami. He made that clear. He's going to be a free agent. You probably would bring him back at the minimum. And he has experience here, so he's another name that they could turn to. But yeah, they're gonna have to prioritize shooting here. Obviously, they need all the 3-point shooting they can get around Bam and Giannis.
What about Nikola Jovic and his role? Obviously, a lot of people thought he was going to be part of this deal. How do you see him fitting in with Giannis?
Yeah, I think that he'd hope that he has a bounce back season. I mean, just a year ago, he was the guy that they thought might have the highest ceiling among all the young players, right? And obviously this year changed everything. He was not good. He had a nightmare of a season. But if he can turn things around and get back into a good place mentally and physically, he could fit. When he's healthy, when he's playing like he should, he's a good shooter. He's a really good passer. He has size. He can play alongside Bam and Giannis at times and kind of give them the Heat a really big lineup. But also, has a perimeter oriented game, so he could fit and give Giannis and Bam more room in the paint. So he's one of the kind of the X factors for this team next season of how he responds to what happened to him last season.
Yeah, he could have a Triple J jump back season, so it'll be interesting to watch him. Anthony, let me ask you this. The Heat have always done a great job in terms of developing players. Is there any bullets in the chamber that you can see of guys where they've been working on them? They're on that after practice program where they might be able to take a significant jump in 2026-27.
I feel like Myron Gardner is going to be a guy that people love on this version of the Heat. Like he kind of turned into a little bit of a fan favorite last year. He didn't play that much, but when he did, he was always, he's pretty animated. He gets in people's faces. He plays really good defense. He's kind of a hustle energy guy. Is not afraid of talking trash, even as a guy who hasn't really done too much in the NBA. I think he got I don't know how many flagrant fouls and technicals last year, so he'll have to control himself a little bit. But on this type of team, I could see him. He's probably going to be back next year, having some type of role on the back end of the rotation, especially if there's injuries at times during the season. He's the one guy, that the developmental guy they have right now that could play a role next year on this team.
Anthony, not that Pat Riley needed any, to cement his legacy here, but this is another massive move that he's made here. You put this in with every other one. You know, the drafting of Dwayne Wade, the signing of Shaquille O'Neal, Zoe, you know, LeBron, Jimmy. Like this just adds to an amazing legacy here for Pat Riley, and what might be, you know, this might be the final major move that we see Riley make. But I guess, you know, again, a guy that didn't need to cement his legacy, but man, this is just another amazing addition to a long list of accomplishments.
Yeah, it just adds to the resume, right? To get a guy of Giannis's caliber that wanted to be here, right? He really wanted to be in Miami, and for the Heat to get it done. Obviously, credit to Pat Riley, Andy Ellisberg, the entire front office. But yeah, it's amazing how quickly the conversation changes, right? I feel like 24 hours ago when all the Boston stuff was getting stronger and stronger, you know, people weren't happy with Pat Riley and what he might miss out on another star and how could this happen and what is this, what's going on? And here we are this morning talking about, you know, adding something, you know, another really impressive transaction to his resume. So it's funny how things change so quickly. But yeah, just, you know, this could be the final big move and the final version of the Heat that he kind of oversees. We'll see. But if it is, yeah, that was a really, really big move for Pat and his legacy.
You mentioned Boston there, by the way. Boston's got themselves in a little bit of a pickle here because I think they have a very disgruntled star in Jaylen Brown, who, I don't know, Anthony, from the outside looking in, seems like he wants his own team. I don't know that he wants to be 1A, 1B with Jason Tatum anymore. Is Boston in a situation now where they basically have to trade this guy?
It seems that way. I don't know. Again, I don't know if they're going to have to trade him, but it seems like it might be in their best interest after all this, that they might need to try to look and see what the market is for him. Because to have his name out there like this, and he, you know, to know you're on the table for Giannis, obviously it's Giannis. It's not like you're on the table for, you know, an average NBA player, but I'm sure that you know, Jalen feels a certain way. So the Heat didn't mean to do this, but it is a trade. Like, it kind of accomplished two things at once, where obviously the Heat gets better by getting Giannis and getting the superstar they've been looking for, but also it might end up weakening the Celtics, right? Because throughout this whole time, to have Jaylen Brown's name out there and them not to get Giannis, yeah, they're in a really tough spot. We're going to have to see what they do now this offseason with Jaylen Brown, because there's no putting the cat back in the bag, right?
I mean, but this is the NBA. You can't. Can a player truly force his? Yes, they can. I can. I'm asking a question.
They can. And look, some guys deal with it. Look, Tyler Hero, how many times was he in trade rumors, right? 5, 6 times throughout his career. He always came back, and that's one thing I think we all respected about him, is very professional, kind of like he gets it. It's the business. He continued to get better and grow and became an all-star a few years ago, and was, you know, always really, really kind of carried himself to class and you know, as a professional. But some guys, like, you know, it just depends on how you handle it. And where, you know, Jaylen Brown was a Finals MVP a few years ago. He just had the best season of his career. He was sixth place in MVP voting, to then be, you know, in trade talks a few months later. I get it, you know. So some of that is like, how is Jaylen Brown going to react? What will he say to the Celtics? And that's kind of what everyone's waiting to see.
All right, Anthony, real quick, we do have a draft coming up here, and a deep one at that. Who do you like at the top of this one? I know AG DeBanza's in the conversation, Peterson in the conversation there for top pick. Who do you like in this draft? Boozer's in there as well. What are you thinking tonight?
Yeah, I don't think you can go wrong with any of those guys, right? Those top 4 names, Caleb Wilson as well. You know, yeah, the Heat. It's funny. I spent like hours writing previews of the Heat's draft pick at number 13 by position, and now I will. It still stays. So it did a job, but yeah, kind of pointless now. I really like the Heat's front court options at number 13, but obviously that doesn't matter anymore. So for the Heat tonight, there might be a player there will be a player they select, probably will wear a Heat hat on stage. But obviously will not be going to the Heat. We'll be going to Milwaukee, and the Heat will have a selection tomorrow at number 41, the second round.
So do they even bring them to you, the media, to interview the media, to knowing that it's not their pick? And how does the NBA pull that off? Wouldn't they just give them a Bucks hat?
Yeah. I mean, it's funny. People are like, can we just like, we know the trade is happening. Can they just wear a Bucks hat? Like to have that picture of him in a Heat hat doesn't, nobody wants to say it. The player doesn't want to see that picture. He's not going to the Heat. But yeah, they don't because the trade is not official yet. So technically he's still a member of the Heat. So I would expect him to wear a Heat hat tonight on stage and take a picture with a Heat jersey. I don't think they'll bring him to us because why, right? I don't think they'll bring him to talk to us, but I do think that they, in years past, they have worn whenever team picks them, their hat, and carry, their jersey.
If I'm pick number 13, I'm carrying my own Bucks hat and I'm putting it on.
You bring your own Bucks hat. That'd be funny. Yeah, that's one way to get around it. Yeah.
Well, Anthony, thank you for jumping on with us. I know it was probably a very late night for you, typing all through the wee hours of the morning. And we certainly appreciate you jumping on with us. Make sure to check out Anthony's work in the Miami Herald here.
You probably got a podcast today, don't you, Anthony?
I have a podcast. I have a few stories to do. I have to go to the arena tonight for a draft that they're not picking in, but I'll be there. So yeah, busy, another busy day, but all good.
There you go. Sleep is overrated. Thank you, Anthony. Appreciate it, man. We'll talk to you soon. All right.
Talk to you soon. Thanks, guys.
All right. Anthony Chang from the Miami Herald as the Heat lock in Giannis Antetokounmpo in a blockbuster trade yesterday. We're going to take a pause. Tobin and Leroy are waiting in the on-deck circle, so we'll have more coverage of the big news from yesterday. Actually, I guess from today, technically, Omar, 1 a.m. That is today as well. So we will have Tobin and Leroy. They'll be up next. We'll come back and we'll wrap things up. We could try to sneak a few more calls in here as well. 305-567-0560. If you want to jump in with us in the final segment, we'll take a pause. Be back in a moment on QAM. All right, welcome back in here on WQAM. Let's get you a quick stock market report brought to you by Anna Jarlin, being accident attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Feel like I'd rather give people an update on the Giannis market here, Dan. The stock market is in free fall right now. NASDAQ down 500 points, Dow down 170. Best of luck to all players there. We have some huge news here over the last 2 days on the show. And Omar, by the way, I want to thank Anthony Chang for joining us. This has been quite a morning. We're gonna need what, Omar, like a decompression after this one, man. Like, this was a wild morning of a show. One of the biggest stories we've had in this town in quite some time.
Probably since the Tyreek Hill trade.
No, this has nothing in common with that, in my opinion. But
Are you kidding me? Come on.
Maybe.
Dan Day. We're going to have a Dan Day ruling on this.
Yeah, Tyreek was great, but
Tyreek was a massive trade. Come on, let's not.
Yeah,
that was a big time trade.
It was a big trade, but this one feels like we got him. And the other thing, too, like, I guess maybe the difference, Omar, and the reason I'm kind of like downplaying it is the NBA is such a star-driven league.
Yes, it is.
Right? It's all about star power.
Yeah, but Tyreek was like the number one player in the NFL at one point.
And he was the best receiver in the NFL at the time.
Then he fell off a cliff.
Anyway. Oh, no, he just destroyed his knee. Sorry. Like,
he destroyed his knee falling off a cliff.
He put out that new tape today, too. Not DJ. He showed him training.
He's not our problem anymore. Nonetheless, a couple of days of just wild news here. Brady Tkachuk signs yesterday, or traded for yesterday. The Heat complete the trade for Giannis. And this is just day 2, folks, of Joe being gone.
Yeah, I know.
If you listen to the show over the years, you know all the good things happen when Joe is out of town. So we have 3 more days.
I know. What can happen tomorrow? I'm excited. What can happen tomorrow?
I don't know who else is in the trade market. We'll see. Maybe Omar will get his John Morant. In the next few days, we'll see. I know you're interested.
I want him.
I know
you
you
still have some first round picks to trade. I'm just saying.
Well, the Heat's cupboard is getting a little bit bare here at this point, but
when you add John Morant, you don't need anything else. I'm just saying.
Yep.
Just putting it out there.
That's it. We'll play with 4. If we have to, right? That's what the G League guys are for.
We'll play with 4.
We'll play with 4. Whatever we gotta do. We got the World Cup going on as well. We have not even mentioned that today. Messi with 2 goals yesterday as he continues. Speaking of star power in this town, we might, Omar, tomorrow, maybe we'll have to do like a new Mount Rushmore of South Florida athletes. All of a sudden, we went from a little light on the star power to pretty heavy on the star power down here. And I will tell people, I just got an email from the Heat. This was in like my regular like fan email here, so this is not like exclusive or anything, but Heat season tickets are 95% sold out, according to this email I just got. Ticket memberships 95% out, sold out. So if you're trying to get in on this, you want to get Heat season tickets, this would be probably a good time to call because those tickets are not going to make it through the day. I would imagine.
Not the week. You think they could be sold out in one day?
Yes, I do. Well, what's 5% of? I don't know how many they allot for season tickets. I'm guessing it's not the entire arena, right? I mean, they're still going to have the regular tickets for sale, but I'm guessing the tickets are going to go pretty fast now that Giannis has signed here. And there's going to be some hot tickets, man. There will be some hot tickets. You know, LeBron's going to come to town, assuming he still plays.
With the Cavs or the Lakers?
Well, for his final go through, he might be on the Heat. Who knows, Omar? We'll
stop teasing me.
I know. But yeah, if you're trying to get in on Heat tickets, this looks like probably your final shot here, as they are about to sell out their allotment of season tickets. Good morning, by the way, to wake up as a Heat season ticket holder, right? You got to be feeling pretty good that you're in this spot as a season ticket holder.
Imagine how you feel if you went to bed last night at like 11:30 and didn't wake up for like a 2:30 pee break and check your phone. Imagine this morning.
So last night when it was 10:30, the Heat were plus 1,500 to win the title, and now they're plus 900. So
I just woke up and checked my app this morning, and my bet cleared. So we took Giannis to come to the Heat. A little small bet, but he was only like plus 250. It wasn't even that great when we did it, but Yeah, a bunch of people waking up to the news here this morning, and it is big news once again. 2 days in a row, we have had this monster news here in South Florida. Omar, we will cover the World Cup tomorrow on the show. Michelle Kaufman, who was supposed to join us today, we did have to push that due to Giannis circumstances.
Giannis fever.
Yeah, she will be with us tomorrow. And man, the NBA draft is coming up here tonight. There's some really good players at the top of this thing here. It's a deep draft as well. Not that we have a whole lot of involvement anymore at this point, but who cares, man?
Don't we have a second round pick?
F the picks, Omar. Who cares? What do you think they're going to get there? We're basically the Panthers and the Heat. Just we're going to one up each other here on this throwing away picks for stars deal. So we have two teams that are locked and loaded, a hockey team and a basketball team that are loaded and certainly going to be in the conversation for a championship. So that is all you can ask for. You got a college football team that's going to be knocking on the door here once again. They're one of the favorites. You got a college basketball team down there at who put out a little hype video yesterday. I saw Sheldon Henderson and those guys. It kind of got me going a little bit because you know how I feel about that team, Omar. But we got some good stuff brewing down here. And Omar, I don't want to throw the Dolphins under the bus. They have a rebuild going, and they do have some exciting storylines. There's no question about it. I'm not being sarcastic when I say that. I think the Dolphins have some serious intrigue this year, and we'll see how these guys can draft. We'll see, how Malik Willis plays at quarterback. We'll see, how this first round pick works out. Right. And I think there's a lot of intrigue around the Dolphins and some stuff to be optimistic about. I don't know how the season's going to go necessarily, but I think there's definitely some things to, at the very least, be optimistic about and be excited to watch for in this upcoming season. So it's all going well down here at the moment. We'll see everyone tomorrow morning again. Remember, Joe out for a few more days, so you never know. We could have another big splash here in the next few days.
Let's go for the hat trick, baby.
Yeah, exactly. Want to thank Omar for joining me here this morning. We got Jamie, Blake, Dan Day. Dan Day is working like 10 hours straight today, so everyone texted and be nice to Dan the rest of the day. But Tobin and Leroy, I see Tobin is pacing outside. He is anxious to get in here and to let it rip. So we're gonna say goodbye. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. We'll talk to you on Wednesday morning. Tobin and Leroy, they are next here on QAM.